Sorry.
Sorry about that, guys. I have a connection here on the computer. If you move it, the camera goes out and you have to restart everything. So sorry about that.
Yeah, sorry.
So we have Nicholas B here. I mean, and that's what counts.
That's right.
But I don't know how we have no people, but we have Nicholas B, but we have 2 thumbs up. Ooh. 3 thumbs up. How does that work? 10 people. Okay.
You too, tap dancer.
There we go.
You moved that cable just like I did.
Made muscle. You want an extra hour? Oh, God. You know how hard it is? Seriously, it's difficult to sit here and talk for like 2 hours straight, 3 hours straight sometimes.
But it's interesting stuff.
Katie Best, what's happening, sweetheart? Thank you for the thumbs up, Mike. Okay. And there's Buff Del Campo on his mystery mission to Maryland, working for the Space Force. Back to Nitro. I wish I could go back to Nitro. You have no idea.
Did you guys lose your shaver? What's a shaver? What's going on with Bottle Rocket? Was Bottle Rocket over at the shop?
Yeah.
I didn't even notice. It was dark in there.
The Bottle Rocket's just sitting waiting for weather. It's been cold. When it's not cold, it's wet. It's been the last few weeks have been terrible here. Okay.
Octagon Garage. Well, that's interesting.
Buff just stopped the Chinese from hacking our stream. Buff, I didn't know that. Thanks for that insider information.
But if anybody on this channel could do it, it will be Buff. Buff is smart like that.
Katie Best is going to replace the flywheel on her CRV. Going to Tampa for do-it-yourself auto garage or use a lift.
Put up video of that. I'd like to see that.
Katie's an old friend of mine from the coffee house.
Yeah. Yeah, cool. I have a compact recreation vehicle. That might be useful to me one day. Oh, yeah, ACC Garage is going to Pigeon Forge for the rod run.
Nitromethane is now treated as illegal. Who's treating it as illegal?
Will an overfilled crankcase cause smoke in the exhaust? How overfilled is it?
Yeah, I mean, you get over a quart, 2 quarts, you know. Sammy Kimmer, my grandfather street raced a 70 Challenger RT 426 4-speed. He bought it for 4,800. Bought it in October of '69. Raced it every day. He raced a 70 Buick GSX Stage 1. I used to drive a 70 Hemi Challenger for a guy years ago. His name was Stan. It was a 4-speed car, street race car. And he didn't want to drive it, so I ended up driving it for him.
Some of these, you know, you got to wonder what the question. Like, my 340 intake is an air gap dual plane question mark. I don't know. Is it?
Seth Domenico, what year Roadrunner was that? What engine? Sound was awesome. It's a 68 Roadrunner. It's a 400 in there right now.
Magnum Head 273 should be pretty responsive. Yeah, I think that's.
I'm hoping so.
That's going to be a good combo.
That's for my GT. That's my GT, and it's like I'm looking for crazy horsepower numbers or anything like that. It's for a daily driver. I'm just looking for maximum efficiency out of the 273.
When is the 383 build coming?
Ajax. Okay, so here's the evolution of things, because things evolve. Okay, so I was originally going to do a 383 for the Gambler car. The block that's in there, there's a 383 mock-up motor in there right now, and I was originally going to do the 383 for that. But then I thought about it, and I says, no, I want some real power. I want to be able to kick up some real fucking rooster tails with this thing. So I'm not building a 383 for that. I'm building that stroker motor that I was going to put in the Roadrunner. I'm going to leave the Roadrunner alone. I'm going to just leave it exactly the way it is. I don't want to change anything on the car. It's just perfect the way it is. The 451 that I was going to build, the 451, the engine that's sitting on that stand in the garage next to it, that's going to go into the Gambler car. So I'm not going to build a 383 for the Gambler car. I may put together a 383 because I have 383 shit just laying around. So I may just assemble one to have it on hand to drop into any of the cars that may need one, you know, just to keep it rolling. But no, I'm gonna build a stroker for that. Clint, I haven't done anything with the Mazda, nothing on the Mazda until I finished the Plan Z Dart. And John just dropped off the transmission for it. I'll have the converter for it next week, not this week, coming up the following week. And once that car's together and running, then I'll bring the Mazda in.
Are you going to take it to Rutledge Dragway?
Rutledge, yes. Yes, get your tickets to Rutledge Dragway.
You can just take a Sharpie and just fix the sign, and you'd have it. You already have the signage.
You know there's a drag strip road?
Really?
Yeah, it's in Dixon.
Not Mexico?
No, it's called Drag Strip Road.
Cool. Iowa in the house. Okay. Never been to Iowa.
Frank Bishop working on your Quadrajet, watching your videos really helped. Awesome. I'm glad we could be of service.
I really like it when I do a video that people wind up, it helps them somehow. It's always such a cool thing.
Well, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Hey, UTG, what's the simplest motor for a newbie to rebuild? Small block Chevy. Just do a small block Chevy. They're so textbook. They're so
and cheap.
Do a small block Chevy.
Drag strip road will be a prestige address. Indeed, it would. I would almost give a piece of my private property away if the county would name it Drag Strip Road.
Nicholas DeMacos, I watched an old episode when she talked about the nitro motor for the white four-door Valiant. It's not a white four-door Valiant, it's a Belvedere. And yes, it absolutely is going to get a nitro motor. No question about it. Just the question is timing. It won't be for a while yet.
What kind of transmission are you going to run in that?
I was set on like, okay, so here's what happened. Originally, I was going to do it injected, right, with a torque flight.
Right.
And then I says, no, if I'm going to go through all of the trouble and all of the hassle and all the expense and all of the bullshit, I'm putting a blow on. So I'm going to get a blown 426. So at that point, the torque flight is kind of out the window.
I can build a good one for it.
You think you can build a torque flight that'll live behind a blown nitro 426 Hemi in a 3,000-pound car?
It would be, you'd have to run all diesel stuff, and yeah, you can make them.
Well, when we get to that point, we'll talk about it.
Yeah. We're talking 6-pinion steel planetary and stuff, though. It's.
Yeah, but then you get into just like things like the size of shafts and splines and stuff like that.
You do. You'll be pushing it.
You know what I'm saying?
You'll be pushing it.
James Kaiser, ETJ, I've been watching your channel. I just wanted to say thank you. I'm a recovering addict, and watching your videos has got me through some hard days. Bro, you listen, biggest honor you could ever possibly fucking, bestow on me is telling me something like that. I so appreciate that. I'm not going to wish you good luck because you don't need good luck. You've got it in a fucking bag. Thank you. Congratulations.
UTG paid Curtis relapse. Okay.
I picture Curtis, he always sits in a bathtub. You ever get that?
I know, I've never pictured Curtis.
I picture Curtis
really
just sitting fully clothed, like Indian style in a bathtub. I don't know why that is, but that's the vision that I have. No, I don't, even before then.
Okay.
Estimated horsepower on the plain blown nitro Hemi, 4,000 horsepower. No, 2,500 to 3,000 in that range. Once you go, the basic setup and tune-up that I want to use is very old school. I want that early 1970s match race funny car kind of look and sound to it. Where it throws flames and really rattles and cackles and bangs in the pipes. So that's like a 2,500 horsepower tune-up, which is plenty. It's more than most services are going to hold.
Probably ears tell me get some readers. We're looking at a little screen. There's like a Samsung Galaxy is almost as big as this screen. That's okay. 44. Okay.
44 what?
I don't know. He just says 44.
Oh, 44 likes.
Oh, I see. At 100 likes, we timed the code out again.
Mile 440 with 2.4s. What's a good CFM to focus on? Just throw a pair of 600s on it. Pair of 600 Edelbrocks, and you'll be happy.
Yep.
Make sure you jet them lean, right? They got to be jetted on the lean side. Actually, if you know what, Edelbrock sells a mated pair of 500s that are specifically for dual quad application. You may want to look at those. You're giving up a little bit of CFM, but I wouldn't worry about it. It's still dual quads at 1,000 CFM is like a single 4-barrel at like it's like an 850 ballpark. Don't quote me on that. But the jetting on those 500s, everything on the 500s will be dead nuts for what you want to do.
Just Mopar Joe's on here. If you guys haven't seen Just Mopar Joe's channel, you need to check it out. He's got some really cool stuff going on over there. He's painting a dark sport. He's working on somebody's Roadrunner. That's a
wait. So James Hot Rod, you're running injected nitro on your small block Chevy. Tell me more about that, James.
Can't see that every day.
Any full pressure, any experience with thoughts on Swiss-built Mopars? I don't know.
They made Swiss-built Mopars?
I don't know. I'm sure they're the same. 20-watt motors in the tow truck. It's a 360. How are you using Magnum heads on a 273? I thought Magnums had different valve angle on the 270. No, they don't.
They oil through the push rods.
Yeah, it's the only difference.
But you can use an AMC lifter and do that.
Well, all of the lifters that you get today.
Well, yeah, they're not going to have two different ones.
Are AMC lifters.
What happens if I drop a small block Chevy on my foot? If it happens, make sure that the camera's rolling and let us know.
I want to know about that injected nitro small block.
Yeah, that sounds pretty cool. Yeah, Just Mopar Joe's got a new secret project. He'll probably clue you in later, but he's got some neat stuff going on. Check his channel out.
Is it better than my channel?
Pretty close. he's got a nice channel. He's got some neat stuff.
There are some great channels out.
There really are. He's one of those like Andy Wood. One of these channels is just way too good to have as many subscribers as he has. He should have tens of thousands of subscribers, and I don't know why.
I watch sometimes. I'll sit and I'll watch these other channels, right? And I'm like, I'm such a piece of shit. I'm serious. It's like these guys do such great work.
Yeah, see, he says UTG your wife started YouTube.
Well, I'm glad I was the inspiration for you getting started, but I mean, quality-wise, you guys do some fantastic work.
Joe's like me. He's been building stuff forever. It's just we just didn't start putting much on YouTube until recently. I think people think that we start doing this work and YouTube at the same time.
Sean is quietly waiting for Miata content. It's coming, brother, man. Trust me. I picked up some cheap car covers. I even put a car cover over it. I don't know why. I just did, right? Just so it knew I still love it. I haven't forgotten about it.
Mrs. Landy is guarding the Miata, so it can't get out.
Yeah, that's right. Mrs. Landy has a flat.
Really?
Yeah. I got to go fix that.
I like Mrs. Landy. Andy wants to know if you could make mechanical injection work on the street.
It's very inefficient on the street.
Chevrolet did though, but
yeah. Well, he's talking about like a Hillborn or a Kinsler or
right.
Yeah, they're not really happy like that.
Vince wants to know what my next project is. I'm gonna take a short break to get my shop in order after this transmission. Then we're gonna be working on a 318.
We started a whole 318 cult thing here now.
Well, see, I've already had the 318 thing going on. So to me, I've been doing the 318 thing for 28 years, 29 years. I just started filming it.
UT or John, any comment on wind intake manifolds? Heard the quality has fallen off? I don't know.
I don't know. I don't think I've ever owned a new intake manifold in my life.
Lance Colby, do you know when you're going to set up nitrous and bottle rocket? It's set up, it's in there, but we haven't used it yet because I haven't sorted the car yet because I've got so many other things going on. We'll sort the car, but the system's already on there.
Do you drink anything?
Yes.
What would you like?
More coffee, please. Ah, you're awesome.
I have my Diet Dr. Pepper. It's my blood type. Diet Dr. Pepper should send me a case just for that placement right there.
There you go. Yeah, Commando, the Miata is coming in right after the Dart, the Plan Z Dart. As soon as that's together and running and they can move it out of the bay, the Miata is going in. So it's coming. I'm one guy. I can only do so much.
Oh, yeah, I should mention that. Just Mopar Joe and I, we're going to be collaborating on this 318.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so the 318 is going to Louisiana, and Joe is in Arkansas.
Okay.
So some of the work is going to happen at his shop on the way.
What are you guys doing to it exactly?
Well, I got just a cheap 318 out of a Diplomat, right? Just a garden variety, one that runs. And we're going to, go through it and hop it up, make it nice, make a nice little hot motor out of it on a budget. And going to take it to a fellow named Hayden who watches your channel.
Okay.
Redhead Hayden.
Let's see. Mopar M1 or Edelbrock dual plane on a cammed 318. I guess it's talking about just like a Performer, an Edelbrock Performer. I mean, it's flip a coin, whichever you can get cheaper.
They both work.
Yeah. AT, catch you all later, guys. Thanks for your channel. Tony's brought me through prostate cancer treatment. I'm only 45. Much appreciated, brother. Keep up the good work. Roll up your windows. Roll up your windows. I'm glad you're on the mend, brother, man. I'm glad we could be a help. Thank you, Uncle Kathy.
You're welcome, Tony.
The bringer of coffee.
It's me.
The freckled demon brings me coffee.
Only that.
Come over here. Look, say hi to everybody. Say hi to your public.
Hi,
They
everybody.
love you. They miss
I'm
you.
getting my charger. It's actually John's charger. He left it here.
No,
I use it often.
she said, so I gave it to her. She needed
Really
that thing.
awesome.
I know, isn't it?
Thank you.
Yeah. You didn't know you needed that till you
No,
had
I
it.
didn't.
So what's the advantage of putting Magnum heads on a 69 340, or is there any advantage at all? You would not find an advantage on that engine. No. But just a cleaned up, just like a slightly ball ported gasket matched set of the X heads with the 202 valves on the 340 is going to be much better than you'll be much happier than you would with the Magnum heads. The Magnum head is more of a mid-range type of head. The way the cylinder, it's a fast burn combustion chamber. It's really intended. It's not a high performance. See, that's the thing.
It's efficient.
Right. It's an efficient motor. It's not a high performance motor. The Magnum is supposed to operate in that 2,000 to 4,000 RPM range, like a work truck, because that's what it was designed for. The Magnum was designed as a truck motor. It was designed for grunt in the 2,000 to 4,000 RPM range. So while they're not low performance, they're not high performance either. The earlier LA heads, like that X head with the 202s, is a better choice for a 340.
Andy likes the LD 340 intake. Well, yeah, and they're expensive.
Yeah. Yeah, the LD340 has a cult following. When I was selling parts, shush! I would get an LD340, okay, and there would be people bidding on the fucking thing. Like I'd list it for sale, 200 or plus shipping, right? And I'd get one guy, I'll take it, and then the next guy, like right away in the comments, 10 minutes later, I'll give you $250 for it. Next guy, I'll give you $275 for it.
Yeah.
They're crazy about that.
They are, yeah, they're crazy. And they're heavy.
My air gap aluminum 340 is unmarked. It's one of the Chinese ones. What do they call it? Crosswind? Wind something? Wonder Wind. I don't even really, it's some Chinese name. So what's a good head to run on a Magnum 318 or 360? I mean, it depends on what you're looking to get. There's a huge variety of heads they kind of match the huge variety of purposes. What is your purpose? What are you trying to accomplish with your car?
My junkyard is a 440 that turns for 350. Good deal or pass. I'd take it if it's all there. If it's a buildable core, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, a block is worth that.
Yeah. Can I safely run a 440 at 5,000? Should be able to.
For weeks at a time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll say, what problem do you have that would keep it from running that?
Right.
Stock Magnum with a cam and gears. Okay.
Stock Magnum with a cam and gears to do what with? What's your ultimate end goal? That's the thing. I see this over and over and over again. People don't. You gotta set your goal first, and then pick the parts that add up to equal the goal. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know.
He says a street car.
But there's a streetcar.
Yeah, what do you want the streetcar to
the
do?
hugest. You know what I mean? Streetcar to JJ the boss is different than streetcar to like what Uncle Kathy. You know what I'm saying? It's like you have to be specific. Stock 346 pack max RPM 6,500. That manifold goes to about that, and then that's it. After that, they don't work anymore. What motor and transit plan for the Miata? Just the stock one, the 1.6 that's in there.
Chris Green, what's wrong with me for timing out Dakota and drinking Diet Dr. Pepper? Just for that, we're going to time Dakota out again.
Magnum heads are early 318, 273 heads. Much of any difference in performance? The yeah, elaborate.
Well, that early 273 is a great head.
Yeah.
It's got the smaller chambers and.
Well, it's got about the same. It'll CC about the same as a Magnum head, but the Magnum has 2 quench pads, which are meaningless because nobody's fucking building those things to zero deck. It makes a difference if you bring them to zero deck. You get a quench motor out of it. But I think I would pick the 273 head for simplicity and portability. You can port the shit out of those things.
There's a lot of metal there.
There's a lot of metal in those heads.
It's also cool when you can tell people, yeah, the heads are off of 273, you know.
Eccentric Corgan. The wife and I love your beagles. What are their names? I have 4. There's Poppy, the old one. Lily, who's really not a beagle, right? There's Darla, who's the black and white with the long nose. And then there's Maggie, who's the brown and black with the shorter nose.
Later, Andy.
Have a great one, Nate. Nice seeing you, brother.
Vicky Farley's asking for at 100 likes, we time out Dakota.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Oh, 20 more likes. 20 likes until Dakota gets a timeout. Unlimited time and money. What is your first project? Well, I mean, unlimited time, I'd have to give up YouTube. Unlimited money, there's no place to race anymore. What I would race if I had unlimited money.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know anybody with both unlimited time and unlimited money who is interesting enough to build anything.
That's true. Commando 602. My videos.
I hydrolocked my 440. How can I tell if it bent a rod? That's a good question.
Commando 602. That's what we're here for, man. What happened? That's what we're here for, man. To motivate and get people out there working on this shit.
Headers or blackjack headers or manifolds on a 340.
Do you still make blackjack?
I don't know.
I think Flowtech bought them.
That was my old go-to cheap.
Yeah, the blackjack $59.95. Yeah, definitely.
I've spent untold amount of hours making those fit. Oh, well, here's a guy using direct connection porting templates. Well,
Yeah,
that's
I
a
remember seeing
throwback
those,
right
right?
there.
Everybody ported their first head using those templates.
Yeah, I like those things. But to me, I think they're kind of harder and less intuitive to use than just using your eye.
But you know what it is for people who've never done it?
Yeah.
It's the confidence builder. Just here, follow this.
Yeah.
Do this.
Well, they're kind of conservative too. I mean, you're not going to break through because those things are made where any amount of shift is going to be okay. They made them really universal.
Kurt, thank you. You didn't have to do that. I appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Elon Musk, unlimited time and money. No, his time is not unlimited. That's what he's a creative person. Most creative people don't have both unlimited time and money. People that have unlimited time and money are usually completely useless rich people who do nothing and contribute nothing. Usually contributors get taxed in some way and do not have limitless amounts.
It's my brother James.
Swamp Rat.
Yeah, Tony just played Scrabble, learned some new words. I might be coming over to challenge you. They won't let you out of the People's Republic of New Jersey there now. You guys are locked down. You can't leave there. And I don't think they'll let you in the border anymore over here. I think Tennessee's like, okay, no more. Yankee, go home. I'll have to bring in a helicopter. Ajax 750. I got to pay to get a question, and among all the basic questions, you don't have to. It's hard to explain your Magnum agenda. Oh, Jesus, bro. If it's hard to explain that you don't know it, then you don't know it very well.
Hey, John Possum says Tennessee has one idiot, and that's Tony. There's only one idiot in this state?
No, there's people almost as dumb as me. I know I've seen them there.
I'm here right now. Yeah. That sentence is patently untrue. Possum is one of those low effort trolls. He's like a part-time troll. He doesn't want to put the effort in to be a full-time troll.
Zero just bitch slapped him.
Yeah, Zero's smacking him, but he'll be back. He'll be back. Possum's thick-skinned.
Unfinished project with the Plan Z. Dude, say something else.
Did you know that Scotty Kilmer just moved to Tennessee?
Yes, he's about 60 miles up the road here.
Martin Dollinger, what did he get whacked for? You say nothing. Well, okay. Zero's bouncing people. It's just like the bar.
That's beautiful. Hey, UTG, how do you feel about the 68 to 70 Cougar? I love them. They're beautiful. The electrical systems on those cars, not just the sequential taillights, but the electrical systems are a pain in the ass on. And then fitting any engine of any significance into that narrow engine compartment is a pain in the ass. But other than that, I love those cars. I think they're one of the most beautiful cars ever built. There's just something about them. They just, those lines, the combination of straight lines on the car, they're beautiful cars.
James Avery says the Magnum's a redheaded stepchild. No, it's not. Because people talk about it all the time. The Poly would make a better case for that.
Okay, he knows Magnums. I just finished the 340 build. I'm asking about cheap horsepower options for a UTG style weekend lightweight street strip car. Okay. Ajax, stop sending money. You don't have, no, I'm serious. I feel bad. He feels that he has to spend money to get in here. So Ajax, stop sending money, right? And just write out a paragraph of what it is, specifically what it is that you're.
I'll tell you what, write your paragraph and then I'll save it here. So even if it's scrolling, we can get the whole thing.
Wait, even better than that, do you have an email address he can send?
Yeah, you can send it to John, John, at chpclass.com.
Okay, but that's only Ajax 750, right?
I don't care. Y'all can email me there. There's no guarantee.
But right now I feel terrible because this poor guy sent him money just so he can get in.
Put that in the subject line. Put that in the subject line that it's Ajax and send your question there. John, John, at chpclass.com.
Yeah, and then we'll go over that. Send it in. We'll go over that and we'll talk about what it is that you sent. But we were talking about this before we went on. He was like, it was like you should to get more people on the lives should do it, a common attraction, like, say, a day before,
Yeah.
with a countdown. And I said, we don't do that because we don't want it overloaded. This mix of like 250, 350 people or thereabouts is perfect because everybody can get through. You know what I mean? Like, you go more than that, and the chat just keeps going
Right.
faster and faster. And in order for somebody to get noticed, they literally have no choice but to send super chat money. And I don't want that. I want people to send super chat money because they want to send super chat money, not because they feel they have to get heard. So when somebody does just that, I feel really bad, and we'll.
But thank you all the same. But
yes, no, thank you just the same. But that's, you got to understand. We keep the audience at a manageable level just so that you don't have to do that.
Yeah, send that to me. I'll make sure he gets it and get it to you. That way it doesn't get lost in the general UTG mailbox. It gets hundreds and hundreds a day.
Ajax is saying, I don't mind sending money. You guys love the channel. And I appreciate that. But again, we don't want you to have to send money to get noticed.
It's John at chpclass.com. Chris has most of it. Like California Highway Patrol, chpclass.com. And that comes to me, and I will make sure Tony gets it. That way it doesn't get lost.
That's super nice for you to say that. You care about your subscribers. Cool. John Carlick, bro, you're not my subscribers, you're my bosses. I work for you guys. Without you, I don't have a job. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, when am I going to G-Tech the Roadrunner? Not for a very long time. If I do anything with that car, I'm going to become absorbed with that car. If I know what it's going to run, it's going to bother me, and I'm going to have to work with it. So no, you will not see a G-Tech on that course. I don't want to know what it runs. The only cars I'm concerned with what they're going to run is Battle Rocket and Plan Z. Those are the only cars I care about right now that we're going to get ETs out of.
There's Bad Tree Productions on. They have some good transmission build videos.
Somebody from sunny Staten Island, GW. Oh man, what part of Staten Island? I'm from Shaolin, right? I'm from Great Kills.
Thank you, Kevin.
Thank you, Kevin.
215 Buick video. I didn't think that was neat.
Yeah. Well, we're going to do more with that. That's the motor's coming out of that car. We're going to do more with it, but maybe not for a little while yet. Dickie Farley with the thumbs up. Thumbs up to you, my brother.
Oh, we have 100, over 100 likes. That means Dakota.
Oh yeah,
Dakota gets put in the slammer.
Yeah, somebody time out Dakota.
Rude, I comment on this. Rude Mopar dude has got to be one of those polite people on here. I find that so ironic.
Bias Trapezoid. Hey Tony, I have a daily driver 72 car and a 318 4-barrel auto. Otherwise, stock runs hot on the freeway. What are some things that can be done to keep the temps down on the freeway? If it runs normal around town but only overheats, let's say on the highway, you've probably got a partially clogged radiator. Probably. And the easiest way to do that is just feel the radiator. Shut the engine off, right? Get your hand in there and feel the radiator. And if you feel any cold spots on the radiator, that's the area where it's not flowing. Curtis biting. John William, I just sent you an email of my bunghole. You know what? I'm done. I'm done with Curtis.
If you really did, you're getting it. So here's Chris Greenway. He told me he sent a picture of his 77 Firebird formula. I'm assuming you don't care if we show people this 77 Firebird formula. Oh, look at that.
Oh shit.
Burt Reynolds would be proud.
Oh, that's nice. What wheels are on that?
It's it looks like the 5-spoke.
The Pontiac. Oh yeah.
Yeah, very nice looking car.
Dude, that is a nice car.
That's a sharp ride.
I like that better than the Trans Am.
That's a sharp ride. I like that.
What year is that? 77?
77.
That's a nice car, man.
It's the same model as me.
What happened to Baron? I don't know. He was here.
He's like Beetlejuice. Say his name 3 times, he'll appear. Do Ford 302s really have their head bolts threaded all the way down to the cooling jackets? That'd be a great question for Andy Wood. Unfortunately, he just hopped off.
Yes, they do. Yep. Oh, Scott Speed Shop's here. What's happening, brother? You guys, the Scott Speed Shop, another great channel. If you guys haven't checked him out, go over there. Scott Speed Shop. And like I tell everybody when we do these lives, okay, if you have a channel that you want to promote, if you have content on your channel that you want to promote, please feel free to do it here. You know, you've got an audience right now. You got a couple hundred people on, right? Get some eyes on the things that you want seen.
Thoughts on a Chevy 250 6-cylinder with a turbo? Okay, like to see it.
Yeah.
Sounds cool to me. And a 59 Apache, so you got plenty of room to plummet.
Tony, how do you feel about the Dodge Lorette Express truck? They never really did much for me. I remember when they were out there, you know.
They're a cult.
They're a cult. They're a cult. They're not, but that cult doesn't really talk to me. You know what I'm saying? I have nothing against them. I have nothing against them at all. But I'm not really attracted to them.
I probably would have liked it a lot better if it were subtle looking.
Yeah,
I think it was just a little too ostentatious. You had to be into the stacks. And
the stacks, right? That's right, exactly.
But I love the wheels. If they did that in a solid color with those wheels, maybe 2 inches lower than stock, that might have been a lot different story. But I'm generally not a truck guy.
Yeah,
I hate working on them. I hate you don't know what back pain is until you've leaned over a full-size truck for an afternoon trying to reach something that on a car is right there.
Yeah, the Little Red Express was a little more toned down. I would have definitely been into it. But yeah, the stacks, I mean.
And the thing is, now the stacks are all the rage with the diesel guys.
I know.
The Little Red Express truck had them 40 years ago.
But that's the thing. When I see stacks, I think diesel.
Yeah.
Jeff Bradley, does removing the heavy spring on a Mopar distributor decrease fuel economy? No, it'll do the exact opposite. It'll increase the fuel economy.
Yeah. How much quicker does that bring the timing in altogether? Just tossing that spring and doing nothing else.
I couldn't give you an exact number, but you'll feel it.
Yeah.
Tim ZZZ, how do you get broken bolts out of the 5-row Mustang timing cover? They don't break in the cover, they break in the block.
Yeah.
You gotta, geez, that's not a fun job. Yeah, no, you gotta, I mean, the bolts break, you gotta get the front cover off, and then you gotta work with them in the block. And what I've always done is just heat like fucking crazy, and then weld a nut to the end of the stud, and you can generally, those broken bolts, and you can generally turn them out.
Need metal, how's the Duster coming? Dart Sport, now that I'm done with this transmission, I'm going to move it inside and get my front end all in it. And I got some fun stuff coming up with that car that you guys will not be expecting. JMO's Hot Rod sent me an email.
Charles Manson, what exactly do you mean by sequential taillights? The Mercury Cougars, 67, 68.
That body style.
The late 60s Mercury Cougars had taillights that would blink when you turn the turn signal, and they go tick 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 tick, you know, like so it's like
the Mustangs do that now.
Tick tick tick, right? Yeah, but back then they used this,
and it was mechanical.
It was mechanical.
It had a thing
right.
that looked like a wiper motor in the trunk.
Right.
And it would cycle to make it do that. I saw a guy adapt that into a Maverick one time. It was kind of wild.
It started with the Thunderbird. That's right.
Oh wow. So here's the Magnum questions.
Okay.
So here's JMO's Hot Rod. Oh, he sent me the injected nitro small block Chevy.
Oh, and an altered.
Look at that. That is a crazy ride.
Oh, James, that's awesome.
Look at it.
Let me see that.
Yeah.
Oh, sweet. That is sweet. Excellent. Excellent. What do you run with that?
Yeah, what does that run?
I gotta show you. Wait, James, hang on. I gotta show you my fuel, Walter. Hang on.
Yes, 0. The modern Mustang does have it. They brought that back. JMO's Hot Rod. Yeah, that thing looks wild. What does it run when it hooks up? Any advice on switching to points?
No.
It's easy. It's really easy. Tony did it on the side of the road not long ago. There's a video on that. Bubba Sawyer is asking, are you a Chevy man? I don't know who you're talking to, but no. Oh yeah, this guy saw a Valari Roadrunner. Didn't know it was a thing. Yeah, they made the Valari Roadrunner 76 through 80, I believe.
Yeah.
And here's Ajax's question: whenever you want to get to it.
He showed me his, Walter. I want to show him mine.
Yes, but I'm just saying it's here for you.
Oh, okay, here.
Tree man.
Here, James, this was mine. Show him the picture. That was my Bantam.
Look at that.
And it is a burnout for shot. Altered's on nitro.
Is that the scooped out helmet?
Yeah. Actually, here. Here's a picture. Here, look at the way the fucking. I did not fit in that fucking car.
We'll do just Mopar Joe. Would you recommend rebuilding a 727 at home for the first time? Yes, do it.
There's so much literature, man. There's so much literature.
And you can watch that series I just put up on them because you just almost everything to the 904 applies to the 727. There are a few exceptions, but it is virtually the same.
Okay, James, we're still working the bugs out. We are running low 9s right now, but we are doing a couple of changes this winter. I do have traction problems.
Yeah, it's cool.
So what are you using for a transmission? What are you using for a rear end? Like gears? And I'll tell you right now. This applies to a lot of high horsepower cars, but a lot of times the traction problem is going to come from a lean condition especially on a nitro motor. And I can explain that to you sometime, like in depth, right? But you may be if you're just leaving and blazing the tires, right? You may be on the lean side on your tune-up, and that's going to cause a traction issue.
Nick V, yes, that is me. And we were talking about you just minutes ago. And Just Mopar Joe wants you to look at something.
Okay.
I will pull that up. This is a little something that he is working on and wants to know what motor he should run. We'll talk about that later.
What is it? What kind of car is it?
Well, it depends. Joe, do you want this being discussed right now, or we'll keep the picture to him? You tell me. You tell me how you want to handle it. I can show Tony the pictures and ask him on the channel or off or whatever. You tell me. Does a 360 intake work on a 318 and which gasket?
There's only one gasket,
Yeah.
and the gasket is sized to the 360 intake. So, just gasket match the port to the intake, and you're good to go.
Charles Manson, John at chpclass.com.
Okay, you come out of the hole decent, but drive into tire smoke about 300 feet.
Tire smoke or tire shake?
No, it's a traction problem.
Oh.
Smoke. It could still be lean.
Okay, Joe says yeah. So this is Let me find the rest. So this is something that Just Mopar Joe,
Okay, Barracuda,
something
nice.
he picked up here, and he'll get into more detail on this later. He wants to know which engine should he run. Everything from 273 to RB and everything in between. It's got a 273.
It's got a 273?
Mm-hmm.
Wow, what does it run with the 273?
I don't know.
Dana?
Yeah, no. What kind of 273 is it?
And a ladder bar?
And wheelie bars.
Yeah. That is a 273. I mean, I would do a stroke of 318 for that. Sure as hell, that's what it is.
I
one
thought
of those valve covers, bro.
you could.
I need those valve covers.
Well, you can. I mean, you can make a 273 really run, but it's going to be high maintenance because it's going to be high RPM.
The problem with doing that, with doing the 273 and that thing, is with all of the weight that's back there. First off, it's not going to have enough torque to work the suspension. So you've got too much car, too much tire, too much rear, too much suspension for the 273 to be effective.
Here's a teaser. You'll have to wait for more on Joe's channel. Ooh, just a teaser. For more, you'll have to wait till Joe talks about it on his channel.
Now, if you want to stick with a 273 for whatever reason, the only way to do that now is with a stick and like 557 gears.
Exactly.
And pretend that it's like 1979 and you're running C gas with the car. And then, I mean, like, you have a lot of fun with it.
Joe, do you want me to tell that story? I think people would like it. You tell me. If you want me to tell the story on here, I'll read what you sent me. It's got an interesting story how he got this thing. But I got to make sure he's cool with it.
I use a 360 intake on a 318 and it sucks oil from the intake. I use a 360 intake. Any ideas? As I was saying on that video that I did the other day on the Solnets, if on average, the gasket, the port height on the head is lower than the port height on the manifold, you may have a deal where those heads were cut at some point. And those heads were like deck 30 thousandths or so, or thereabouts, and you've got that mix match in gaskets in size between the 318 and the 360 port. There's a good chance that's where your issue is.
Okay, you want me to tell me? Okay, so this is what Joe was telling me this morning. So this car, it belonged to a friend of his father's, his late father's friend, and he said that he's dying of COPD, and said, "Come get the car."
Okay.
Take it, right? And he died 3 days later. That was his dying wish, was for Joe to have this car.
Okay, that's cool.
So after running back and forth trying to get with the rest of the family, he, of course, wasted no time getting over there with a trailer to pick it up. So he basically inherited this thing.
Well,
and it's an old school. I mean, you can tell. I mean, it looks like something built in the 70s and 80s.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
It's a period correct car, which I think is even cooler. And they got the screaming little small block.
It's got a full interior.
Yeah, it's caged.
It's caged with a back seat.
Yeah.
So here's the question: what would the old man have put in the car? Because to me, like, if that's the thing. If it was the guy's dying wish to give you this car, what was his goal with it? What was he trying to do with it? That's what I would do with it.
I'll be honest. You know, the big block is low maintenance and it's easy, but I really like a high wind and screaming small block.
Yeah.
And with the drivetrain in this, you'll never break it. So.
Yeah.
What you have to spend more in terms of lashing valves and valve springs, you'll never break an axle or anything like that. So.
Well, again, see, I would if I was going to do a small block in that thing, it would have to be a stick.
Oh, it'd have to be a stick.
And you got to break stuff, but you know what? Who cares? Go out and fucking have fun.
You know what? If you break enough of the same thing, you'll get so good and so fast at changing it, it'll never bother you.
That's the truth.
You'll have little access holes and the tools, and you'll get to where you can fix it between rounds.
That's the absolute truth.
Yeah.
Gavin, greetings from Melbourne. He was a diehard Hemi guy. Huh.
I gotta be honest, I'm digging that 273 in that car.
That's all right.
Charles Manson's telling me check me on box. There's a sentence I didn't think I'd say. By the way, here's Ajax's question.
Oh,
This would be
okay.
a good time to deal
Yeah,
with
you
Ajax.
take care of those guys. Let me
Ajax,
read-
we are not forgetting about you. I've got your question
Yeah.
like up on my screen.
I'm gonna roll a cigarette
Yep.
and I'm gonna read his question. While
We have got it.
you handle the live feed and
While Tony's rolling that, let me go back. But yes, no one's forgetting about Ajax 750 CFM.
Okay. Let me see this.
There's 0 with the
600.
Hemi 6 question. $600, 73 318 Coronet, eBay. The answer is yes. You guys should start an offering to the gods of speed shelf. I've probably got some good things for that shelf.
Okay. So got a 318 Magnum from a Dakota. He's putting in a 66 Coronet 4-door. Okay. Been using 14 years. All right. There were some good options on what heads can take. Okay. So Ajax.
Let me reread this so everybody can follow along with
Yeah.
what he said. So Ajax's question is, he finished a 69 340, 60
Well,
over.
let's skip ahead to that because
Yep.
that's not what it's about.
Okay. 360 heads, got a 318 Magnum from a Dakota. I would like to know what are some good options for what heads, cam, and intake for basic horsepower. I guess from his Magnum. If he's wanting to go to a Magnum. Is that?
Wait a minute, I'm not understanding.
You tell me.
I just finished a 69 340, 560 over Sonic, that's a late 360 heads, blah, 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 right? And then I just got a 318 Magnum from Dakota that he's putting in a 66. So it's like he's talking about two different
things. Okay, so he's got experience with the traditional LA motor, but now he's starting to play with Magnums. And
Thank you, just more Joe. Now he started playing Magnums.
And he doesn't know the recipe for how to make that switch. That's what it sounds like he's asking.
Okay. All right. You could treat the Magnum head the same way you would treat, as far as the porting and everything goes. The exhaust port on a Magnum head is pretty much exactly the same as an LA head. They're excellent ports. Basic. Listen to me, right? There's like 75 horsepower in any of these small block heads by just doing the basics: gasket matching, smoothing, raising the roof a little bit, fluting all of the openings, taking down the valve guide, cleaning out the bowl. Right.
That applies across the board to everything.
Yeah, and when I tell you there's an honest 75 horsepower there, I'm not joking. I mean, like literally,
every bit of it.
It's like turning on a light switch. It's amazing. These heads, all of those Chrysler heads, just about any engine really. There are some heads that don't respond. You know, like for instance, like somebody once brought me a set of small block Chevy heads, and they were like, "What can I do with these?" And I had never had a set of this particular casting apart. I forget what they were, and the bowls were undercut. So the bowl came up under the seat, and then the seat came out, and I was like, "There's nothing you can do with this fucking head, right?" But the Magnum heads, like the LA heads, respond to the most basic porting.
They still have a push rod pinch too.
Yeah, it still has the push rod
pinch.
Still
the thick valve guides.
Yeah, but seriously, taking down the valve guide, take down the valve guide until like literally it's a slope, like so the bottom of the stem is actually showing. Okay, take that down. The cam. I'll send you the spec for the cam that I have in Bottle Rocket. And since it's a roller, it's a lot cheaper to send yours out and have it reground. But yeah, the basic porting the heads is the big deal. You know, that's where the magic is with any of these engines.
Coastal Auto Reaction guys in the house.
What's happening, Coastal?
Hello, gentlemen.
Joseph Giannini, between port mesh and ignition, you can easily get over 100 horsepower. Yes, absolutely. There are some engines that just respond incredibly well to the most minor things, and the small block Mopar is one of them. Inch for inch, pound for pound, you'll get better response out of the small block Mopar than you will out of the big block Mopar. Like, and I'm just going to pull numbers out of my ass, okay? Just for illustrative purposes, okay? But you take a big block Mopar and you do the gasket matching, bolt porting, you do all of that stuff, right? You'll see, let's say, and again, I'm pulling a number out of my ass. You'll see like a 20% overall increase in performance. You do the same thing with an LA motor, and you'll see like a 40 or 50%. You know what I'm saying? In other words, like your result, the results per based on time and effort put in for the same operations will net you twice the gain on a small block than it will on a big block, because the small block is a superior head in every way.
Just scaled down.
Well, no, it's not. The LA head is all by itself. The big block head is a small block Chevy head.
Yeah.
You take a small block Chevy head and you take a big block Chrysler head and you put them side by side. They are fucking identical.
The 383 and 350 have a lot of like when you.
Yeah.
Here's Ajax's car.
Oh, I love that.
Didn't you like that?
Very nice.
It's like the wheel choice and everything with the 4 doors.
Oh, that's beautiful.
It's pretty cool, isn't it?
Oh, bro, I love that car.
Yep.
I love that car. You need more than a 410 gear, though, man. Give yourself some like 456s.
It's a heavy old car. All right, let's see what. Charles Manson.
I don't have one of those.
No, we do not, Charles Manson.
Yeah, Ajax, man, just stop porting on that thing. I'm telling you.
Whoa.
Have I ever done anything with a Poly 318? No, I don't really have anything a Poly would fit into.
X and J heads with the port and valve job work. That's true, but people have gotten where they swipe a credit card and get aluminum heads, and they don't want to put the work in to get that out of those iron head castings.
Okay. Wait.
He must be like posting from a phone or something, because it keeps
Okay.
like, full auto posting.
Isaiah Osborne. I'm building a Ford 2.8 V6 with points. Has mild camshaft and a 30 over and 2.9 valves. It has 2-barrel intake, and a 4-barrel intake is very expensive. Is a 2100 2-barrel good for this? I don't know what the CFM is on that. I don't know. I really can't give you an educated opinion on that. You're really best off hitting a forum where the people are more familiar with that engine and those carburetors and that combination. I just don't know them. I mean, I'm sorry. Coastal, you don't have to send me money, brother, man. Hey, everyone, got a 440 going today. Use Tony's Holly video to put third junk Holly carb together and make one. Thanks, Tony. Cheers, man. Cheers to you, brother, man.
Thank you, guys.
Coastal, listen. Coastal, specifically, I watched a video that you did about a week ago. It was about setting up an Edelbrock carburetor, and you made a mistake in the video. Well, you were talking about setting up the transmission, the throttle position rod on the transmission, and you set that throttle position rod, right? Is he still here? Yeah. You set the throttle position rod with the throttle blades closed. That's not how you set the throttle position on those. The way you set the throttle position is to open the throttle all the way, right? Full throttle, okay? And then you adjust the throttle position rod until it's maximum open at full throttle. Right? You don't set that at idle. Or at closed throttle. It won't work. You're completely off there. Wide open throttle, and then push the throttle position all the way back, and then set it so that it's at wide open throttle at the same time that the throttle's at wide open. The carburetor's at wide open throttle. Then wherever it happens to be is set. Then you put your spring on it to pull it all the way forward. That's how you set those. Kurt Wilson, how much is a 72 Dodge RV 360 plus tranny worth? The tranny is really not worth anything because it's got that bolt on.
Yeah. Well, the guts are still good though, but they're mediocre. They're just regular 727 stuff.
Yeah, it's a core motor. It's probably worth $200, $300. Somebody who's looking specifically for the early 360 block might be worth a little bit more.
This guy's asking the best 2-barrel carb for a stock 3. I like the Carter BBDs that came on them.
Yeah, yeah. The CFM on the Carter BBD is 285 CFM. That's what it's rated at.
318 wheel run likes anybody. Well, thank you. I like the stuff you've got going on there too. I'm enjoying your videos. 318 wheel run. That's a good channel.
Yeah,
He's got good stuff going on.
I know. I've seen some of his videos.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, you guys, small block Mopar people, 318 wheel run has got a good channel.
Yep.
Go over there and check him out.
Yep. He's legit, and he lives the lifestyle. He drives all of his stuff that he works on. Good stuff.
Yeah. 440 in my Donovan is 440 in my 62 Valiant with 245 years top end is scary. Yeah, I'm sure it is.
If you're tacked out, then you're flying.
I could only imagine how un-aero that thing is. A 62 Valiant.
I bet it's all over the road.
Oh God, yeah, that thing probably wants to fly at like fucking 110, 100, 110.
Yeah, Coast Lottery action. I do that kind of stuff. I'll misspeak in a video. The best thing you can do, just write a comment and pin it.
Yeah.
I mean, that stuff happens.
Yeah, or just go back and re-edit and just take that part of it out. That's right, Ajax. Hey man, I appreciate what you're doing. I love that car in it. That's a beautiful car.
Is it a good choice? Camshaft, Lunati 268. I can read that. Streetcar 268 advertised duration. If that's what you're asking, then yeah, that'll
that's mellow.
Yeah.
Actually, that's very mild cam. Yeah,
it's a driver cam.
Yeah. What's the LSA on that?
That's all I got.
It would have to be a really super tight LSA for that thing to actually make any kind of like punch.
I have a 360. Which you think will be better, a factory 4-speed or 904? What do you want to do with it?
What was this now?
This guy's got a 360. Which do you think will be better, a 904 or a factory 4-speed? And I said, just what do you want to do with it?
Yeah, the 360.
And what's it in?
Yeah, and the 360 is like the last mode you really want to put a stick behind, because the flywheel, to find the factory 132 flywheel, they make them, right? Reproductions are like $400 fucking.
I didn't even think about this flywheel.
Yeah, the flywheel's yeah. And I did a 360 4-speed conversion for a friend of mine. It was a few years ago, and he bought a flywheel that had this universal like weight kit that you would bolt to the back of it, and it wasn't right. It wasn't right. It had like a mid-range kind of hum to it. You know what I mean? Which I knew right away. As soon as I drove the car, I knew it was coming from that flywheel. Can you help Kim Stark? Can you help a Pontiac guy out? Suspension upgrades front and rear.
What are you planning on doing to it? What kind of car is it?
I mean, loose shocks on the front, a 90-10 shock on the front. You want to keep, if it's a street car, you want to keep the ride height approximately level. The biggest thing you're going to have with any of those cars is the rear trailing arms. I explain this all the time, right? The rear trailing arms on those cars are a backwards four-link. So the bottom trailing arm is facing up the way it's supposed to, and then the top trailing arm is also facing up.
That's like a G-body.
That's across the board. That's all the GM trailing arm suspension cars.
Yep.
So on your Pontiac,
there's no instant center.
There's no instant center. The instant center is beyond infinity. Okay. So what you want to do is you want to either raise the back or lower the front of the upper trailing arm. Okay. So that they meet. You've got your instant center at approximately where your knee is in the car. Yep. That's your approximate center of gravity. Yep. That's approximately where you want them to sit. So you do that, put an air shock or an airbag on the passenger side rear, and let her rip, bro. She'll work just fine for you.
Box all arms on GM. Do 90-10 shocks drive okay on the street?
Yeah. Depends on the car.
Well, yeah, but I mean, if you have 90-10 shocks on the front, or are we talking on the front or the rear?
On the front. If it's a Mopar, yeah, you'll never. You listen to me, right? You take a torsion bar Mopar, right, and set it at the right height. Take the fucking front shocks out. You won't even miss them, right? GM cars a little bit different. Ford's a little bit different with the coil springs. They really want that dampening. So, but yeah, 9010s are drivable on the street.
It's got a Nicholas B as a 70 AMC Hornet. The rear leaves are sagging. Could I put them in a press to arch, or is that too risky?
They don't when they re-arch springs, they do it with hammers.
Yeah, I don't know how you could possibly do that with spring steel. All right, Ajax, we see you. We got you. '9010s with 890 bars are fine. Yeah, well, it depends on the car, but I like the lighter bar, the 6-cylinder bar.
860, 850.
An 890 bar is probably the smallest B-body bar there is. I've got 830s, and 810 is the smallest Mopar bar.
810 is the aftermarket bar.
Then, 810 is a Mopar performance bar, yeah.
Right. The 830s is the earliest A-body.
That's 6.
Yeah.
870 is a 340 factory bar.
In the Roadrunner that's in the garage, those are 850s. Those are out of those are out of a slant 6 Belvedere.
Yep.
Zip Ties and Bias Ply says a video on bending leaf springs on a press. If Peg says it's good, then it's good.
He also has a video of incinerating a tire on a trailer. So I mean, I wouldn't.
There was a spring shop in Brooklyn from way back in the day, and what they had was a device where they clamped each end of the spring, right? And a guy with a fucking hammer, with a giant fucking hammer, would beat in strategic places on the spring, and that's how they re-arched them. That's how they straighten our crankshaft too.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen it?
Yeah. You can absolutely do that.
I love when people are like, oh, you have to be so gentle and so careful with the crankshaft. It's so delicate, right? If you ever watch somebody straighten out a fucking crankshaft, right? They put in a fixture and they whack the motherfucker with a hammer, and that's how they straighten a fucking bent crank.
So the oldest maker of rifle barrels in the world probably is the Pedrusoli Barrel Works in Italy, and they were showing these guys making rifle barrels. When you think of something that has to be dead straight, right. You think of rifle. This guy had heat. He was watching it. He was watching the little circle move for the center and heating it and bending on it. And that is how they do rifle barrels. You'd be surprised how rustic some of this stuff is that they could do with precision.
Robert Lee, new leaf springs are cheap for a car that you can get leaf springs. There's a lot of cars that, especially we deal with these older cars, that you can't get leaf springs for them. You'd have to have them custom made. Lead hammer for the crank works every time.
I had a lawnmower one time that I had a bent crank in, hit a culvert, and I flipped it on its side. I rotated it around. I watched the way it was moving, took a 5-pound hammer and smacked it every time it turned to the high spot. Did that a few times. Ran that mower for probably 10 more years. You would think it would beat the bearings out of it, but it absolutely worked. It took the vibration out to where you could still push it. Is a B-body 8 3/4 able to fit in a Duster without serious modification?
Yeah.
It actually probably fits better than an A-body rear end in that car.
Well, the spring purchase, now it depends on okay. There's the difference is 1 3/4 inches width difference in a spring purchase. I have many times slotted the holes. You slot the hole 3/4 inch on either side to bring the holes inboard and then bolt them down. It's fine. Because the rear end never wants to go this way. The rear end wants to go this way. And if you just slot the holes inboard a little bit, 3/4 inch on either side, and then you got to pull the spring out about 1/4 inch, but it all drops together and it sandwiches together perfect, and just let it rip. 65 B-body rear is the first B-body rear without the Woodruff pin. 65 B-body rear is 3/4 inch wider than an A-body rear, literally a bolt-in, drop-in thing. 66 through 67 is 1.5 inches, 1 3/4 wider than an A-body rear, perfect drop-in rear, and then 68 to 70 is 2 inches wider. And it's still, on a Duster, you shouldn't have any problem because you got a big wheel opening there. On like a Barracuda, 68 to 70 Barracuda, all of those rears just fall right in because the wheel arch is over the wheel.
But if you get to a Barracuda, you've got a really wide housing.
Yeah.
The 71 to 74 B body and all the
No, it's about the
B-body.
68 to 70.
Yeah, but I'm saying you said Barracuda.
Yeah, you said on the Duster, A body, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no. What I was saying is the B body rear, the 68 to 70 B body rear in like a Barracuda body just falls right in.
Right.
You know, A body Barracuda.
Yep. Another closed chamber 318 from the 80s.
Yeah, the 302 head is closed chamber.
Yeah.
Adian Morris, thanks UT, confirm that my plan will work. This is my daily driver, my junior. Wait, which one was that? I don't remember which one that was.
Manson's only here to see if a 318 lawnmower is going to appear on your channel in the future.
There's a guy, I don't remember his name. He might even be watching this. I picked up a scatter shield from him last year, and he's got a 413 with cross ram on a lawnmower.
Nice.
Tony, can I create a Pontiac channel? Oh no. You know, I used to be the technical editor for High Performance Pontiac magazine. I was the tech editor for that for like 3 years. I used to hang out at Nunzi Romano's shop. I used to hang out with Bushy Di Lorenzo. I mean, like, I was surrounded by Pontiacs for a long time. You know, anybody might up that way that might have a fender for a 73 Duster, right fender for a 73 Duster? I actually might have one.
So here's Curtis Bataillant's car.
That's Curtis's car?
You wouldn't think. There's Curtis's ride right there.
Curtis has a nice fucking car.
Look at that.
You psycho bastard. You got a nice car.
You wouldn't expect that from a guy that posts the stuff he does.
Let me see that again. That's
Isn't that cool?
Wow.
Tell me that's a 6-cylinder in that. Because that's what it needs. It needs a really
that would be a 6.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Isn't that cool?
Oh, the road toad, yes.
Who knew you had taste like that?
Psycho Curtis has a fucking beautiful car. 61 Lancer.
I think it's the buddies, but he should claim it for his.
Hey Tony, you remember when they made all fiberglass counters for the Duster and the flip front end? Yeah.
Vince wants to know what's the point in setting the in-play and automatic transmission. It beats on the gear train when you have too much in-play. It's like how much damage can you do when you swing a hammer from a little distance versus a great distance. So it hammers on your gear train. And it's funny you say that because I should have ordered some new thrust washers and shims. And so we got a little bit excessive in-play on the one for Plan Z.
Bruce W. I bolted the 302 heads onto a low compression Leach 7318, Edelbrock Performer, 204, 204, 421. That's a really mild cam.
Yes.
600 Holly. That's not much bigger than the stock one. Yeah. And headers, and wow, woke up the 318. Yes. Yeah, I know. It doesn't take a lot.
Will a crank and heads warp laying on the floor?
Always stand your crankshafts up. Heads don't worry about. But when you store a crankshaft, always store it standing up, never laying down.
For moisture reasons too.
Yes. Ajax, I want to visit UTG with the Coronet. I'm not far from you. I really want a signed issue of Cars Illustrated. I don't have any issues. I think Kathy has like 3 issues of Cars Illustrated. I never save anything of mine. I get rid of everything. Once I'm done with something, I don't like when I finish doing YouTube videos. I'll erase all signs that I ever did YouTube from my life. So I don't have anything to give you.
There's the other dart, Zero's ladies dart.
Zero. That is a sweet fucking car.
I like the 68. I think that's the best looking dart.
I
love that 68.
I'm partial to the 69, but it's beautiful.
Well, you can't lose video.
Mopar Den, thank you, sir.
Mopar Den, hope to see you. Hope to see you at Carlisle. Hopefully that works this year.
You know, there's a lot of Kurt Wilson. What do I think of the 318 Whiplash cam and a home done port job on my son? Go for it.
Yeah.
The Whiplash cam is great. I have that in my 273. It's the same cam for the 273 and the 318. It's a great fucking cam. And yeah, home port job. Do it. Absolutely do it. You'll pick up the amount of power you pick up. I'm telling you, you're gonna be like, huh? It's amazing. So just do it. Yeah. But you see, the 318 is getting so much attention, right? We're gonna do a lot more 318 stuff. Definitely gonna do more 318 stuff.
318 the 340 was the engine for the haves. The 318 was the have-nots 25 years ago. And now we have young people who've never seen a 340 in the wild.
Right.
And so the 318 can stand on its own merits, and people are finding out how good they really are.
But I tried to point out in that video that I did, right? The 318 was deliberately underplayed by Chrysler. They deliberately strangled it down with a little 2-barrel carburetor, a single exhaust, you know, the tiny cam. I mean, the cam. Tiny,
less than 400 lift.
It's a 390 lift cam, right? So, and it's got like 114-degree low separation. It's like, and that's why those engines like off idle. That's why you get that incredibly smooth. You can close your eyes and tell that it's a 318. Like, okay, so like 40 is a different fire noise. You can't go by that. But you go by a small block Chevy, go by like a 350 Chevy and a 318 Mopar. You close your eyes and you just rev the throttle, and you can always tell that 318 because it revs like it's on a rubber band. Whoa, right? Whoa. And that's the long rod and that fucking cam. That tiny fucking cam with the fucking long fucking LSA. And it's like whoa, whoa, like a rubber band. And they were great for fucking for just dragging around like grocery getter type of thing. That's what it's designed for. But Chrysler deliberately like held that motor back. You know, if you could build a 340 to make 600 horsepower. Using the same exact parts, you could build a 318 to make 575 horsepower.
You know what it's like? The 340 is considered the hot engine. The 318 is the mild engine. It would be exactly the opposite if they'd done what they did with the 383 and the 400. The 383 is the hot engine, even though it has the smaller bore.
Right.
If they could have done exactly the same thing with 318, 340, built the 318 and made the 340 a larger bore sedate motor, and they would.
Well, the only reason they went to the 400 was because of the compression drop.
Right.
That was it. They figured they make up the compression drop for a couple more cubic inches. Ajax, hey man, I'm only 28. I scored the 69 340 cheap. Most old heads are shocked them into old Mopars. I see a lot of young guys into old Mopars.
What transmission would be a plug and play as opposed to a 3-speed auto? You want an A500 if that's what you want to do.
Old school 191 parts on. Can someone please answer your question, please? What was his question? What's your question? First time getting my own vehicle. I'm looking for an automatic transmission pickup truck 4x4 if possible under 5,000 with reliable and gas for highway. What would I should be able to get with a tow package? Oh, geez, I can't answer that. Maybe somebody else can answer that. Old school.
If the year begins with a 2, I don't know much about it.
Right? Yeah. Try to find a Dakota. If you can find a Dakota with a stick. Old Mopars are just expensive to get into compared to Chevy and Ford. Yeah, but the results. It's more expensive to get into a Mopar, but your overall dollar investment is you'll get better results with the Chrysler than you will with the others.
What are the limits of the 7 1/4 A-body rear end?
We're going to find out.
I can tell you this, Just Mopar Joe found out what the limits of a 7 1/4 E-body rear end were. You can go over to his channel and see that.
An open 7 1/4 is a problem because the spider gears are a weak link.
Yeah.
If you run a sure grip unit or weld the spiders, you'd be surprised at what kind of abuse that 7 1/4 will take. In a moderately weighted car, 3,500 pounds and down, let's say 3,200, 3,300 pounds, and with, let's say, a moderate amount of horsepower, 250 to 300 horsepower, a sure grip 7 1/4 will live forever. The factory actually put them in the highest output application for the 7 1/4 was the 1967 Barracuda Formula S 273 4-speed. Came from the factory with 391 sure grip 7 1/4. It was good enough for the factory. It lived.
I ran one with slicks, and you know they won't hold. They're not. You can't just destroy them, you know, and expect them to live. But you can do a lot more than 7 1/4. Some people think. Here's Ari's ride. That's in his thumbnail. This is just Reader's Rides Night. They keep sending me this.
That's just beautiful.
I tell you, if you want to send them, please do.
Our people have awesome cars.
The guy with the yellow chemtrail, the guy with the yellow 68 door, send that. I want to see that, and I'll put it up on the screen. Whatever you guys send me, I don't want to say whatever, but
Smoky Ram 3. When are you finishing the Belvedere? I haven't even started on the Belvedere yet. I can't start on the Belvedere until we have our other cars under control. The rest of our in progress projects. Once they're all up and running, all of our ducks in a row, then we can focus on that car.
send your rides in, and I'll put them on the screen.
Hey UT, if I want to swap out my 10x2 front drums for 11x3, do I have to change the fronts? Do I have to change the spindles? Yes, the spindles are different.
Send your rides in. I'll put them on the screen.
Was the 318 D-stroke the 305 for the SC? No, it was the 340. Why did Chrysler design the Hemi heads for the 426 block and not the 440? The 440 wasn't in production when they originated the 426. The 426 wedge was the biggest RB block that they had at the time. Now I tell you something that I know from strictly from like real hands-on experience. The 426 Hemi head on the standard bore 4 1/4 inch block, right? So I had a buddy of mine with a super stock car, and Dave LeClaire. It's a '67 RO car. And what I noticed with his car, when we were playing around with this thing, playing around with him for a couple of years with this thing, and what I noticed was no matter what, if you look at the burn pattern on the top of the piston, the burn pattern on the top of the piston was always at least a 1/4 inch shy of the cylinder wall. It had a very centralized burn. The higher the RPM you go in a Hemi, the smaller the flame footprint becomes. So going from the 426 wedge, from the 4 1/4 bore to the 4.32 bore of the 440, would not have made a performance improvement on that engine. The way the cylinder heads are designed, the way the valve sizes, the proportioning of it, you know, where everything comes straight across the way it does, leaves the outboard part of the piston in a naturally aspirated situation, a naturally aspirated engine, leaves a narrower flame front footprint than you would expect. There's usually a 1/4 of an inch around the outside of the piston that'll show no heat whatsoever. So that's something to think about with the bigger bore Hemis.
All right, I'm inviting them to send their stuff in. We'll show the rides on here.
I'm still jazzed over the James Hot Rod's injected nitro car.
Huh.
What's that?
That's interesting. This is One of the guys that works at Frank Hawley's. He must see me wearing the colors on your live stream. So, Paul Shields that works for Frank Hawley must see me wearing the colors on the live stream. All right, since they're all doing it, I'm going to show an ancient picture of my car since it looks completely different than it does on the channel.
Yeah, the Trans Am, the 305, and they use it in NASCAR also. Used a 2.9, I want to say 2.95 inch stroke. It was just under 3-inch stroke. And with the 4 plus 40-inch bore, and that's how they got the 305.
Did they have a regular crank for that, or did they de-stroke a crank and use a smaller?
No, it was a special crank just for that.
So you guys have seen my Dart Sport on my channel. This is what it looked like in its glory days.
Oh, nice.
This is about circa 1980 something, 90.
No 7 1/4 in that thing.
No. It was a factory 8 1/4 and has a 8 3/4 now. But send your pictures and we'll put your rides up. Chris, I got it. I saw it. We got you.
Mitch Adams has a 72 Dart Swinger. He's doing a review on it now. It's interesting.
Dakota, no, I'm going to run the paint scheme it had after that, I believe. Black and teal. Big Bear D-stroke 340. Yes, it was
308. Yeah, 303 cubic inches. Well, it was a 305 limit, so they just pulled it to 305.
Right. What is the price range for an A500? So I have a bunch of that junk laying around, but I thought it would make a more followable build if I actually showed you guys a core and where I got it, what I paid. I found one for $75 as a core, and it had all kinds of good guts in it. But you can expect to pay probably between $75 and $150 for an A500 core.
Correct. Tony, have you ever heard of the 303 Pontiac? Yeah, that was another. It was a D-stroke motor for SCCA racing. We used a Ram Air 5 head on that.
He runs an 8 3/4 net altered.
Yeah.
All righty, we got more pictures. Let's see. Oh boy, do we ever. Okay, so here's Aiden's ride.
Oh, sweet.
Old Ford there.
You guys have some really cool
Yes,
stuff.
they do. Yes, they do.
Yeah, absolutely.
I like that. Let's see what else we got here.
You see, it's days like this I really love doing this channel.
It is fun. Okay, Mopar didn't send something. It's not wanting to download. I'll come back to that. Okay, here's Charles Manson's ride. And it looks like something Charles Manson would ride in.
Charles Manson, that is cool.
Well, look at that.
Is that B5?
That's a Mordor Coronet, looks like.
Yep.
Very cool. Here's a 68 Charger.
Whose is that?
Well, I don't know if their name on here is what their name is on here. So sorry, I unless I recognize the name on the screen, I don't want to give it off your email in case it's your real name. You don't want me to use it. But look at that 68 Charger. That is gorgeous. Look at that. That's my favorite year Charger.
Mine is a 69.
And I love how it has the
Loud pipe saves lives. Thank you, sir. What was the purpose of Buick making super small chamber heads and dish pistons or open chamber and flat tops? Well, the dish piston was about compression control. But who's that? Curtis Bryant.
Yeah, okay. All right.
But the closed chamber is about fast burn because it's a torque motor. So the closed chamber is a faster burn than an open chamber. So if you're looking for low RPM power, that's what you want.
There's Rhett's ride. 66 Chevelle looks like.
Nice.
Yeah. How about that?
Dude, you guys have some amazing cars.
Oh, well, wait a minute. Whoa, look at this second shot here. I thought this was two of the same. Oh, no. Looks like he's got a 68 Ford there with it. Looks like a 250.
Let me see that Chevelle.
By the way, I love those. It's a 150. I love those Ford trucks. That is my favorite body style of pickup.
You guys have some nice cars.
If Mopar made that body style, you don't know how many times I've thought of getting one of those trucks and put a Chrysler drivetrain. I know it's terrible, but it's
Michael,
so much better than FE.
I have a 79 Malibu 2-door. Is it worth fucking with my small block Chevy 267 like you do with the 318? No, the 267 is not a good engine. Do not bother with the 267. 350s are still a dime a dozen. Go find a 350.
There is Matthew's truck. It's an 84 D150. Very shiny. I like that.
Hey guys, I'm thinking about converting a super solid 64 Plymouth 4-door to a 2-door. If I can find everything I need to do it correctly, do you have any advice on something like this? I would leave it the 4-door. If you're hell bent on doing that, just make sure that before you cut that post, make sure that you've braced everything up, because that post is an integral part of the car's unibody. So any stresses or distortions that have built up in the frame of the car, in the unibody of the car over the last half century, when you cut those posts, it's going to move. So make sure you've got everything braced and X-braced and brace it some more before you cut those posts.
Before you cut. Here's James Wright's. He's got a
67 Charger.
He's got him a 340 Duster. 67 Charger, got him a D-Series long bed there. Nice fleet.
Yeah.
Nice fleet. This is kind of fun. Here's a guy that goes by Demons. It looks like he's got him some kind of mongrel-looking B-body here.
68 Coronet.
Yeah, it's a 68 Coronet with a six-pack scoop. Yep.
Hey UTG, why did the Coronet stop making 2-doors in 71? The Coronet is the 4-door Charger. That's all it is. They just positioned it so the Charger was a 2-door and the Coronet was a 4-door.
Yep.
There's no sense in having two redundant cars.
Okay, Mopar Man 78 sent me some. I'll come back to him. If they take a while to load.
Early B-body of fuselage style. I like them both.
All right, here's some AMC action. You'd have to focus.
What is that, a Hornet?
That's what it looks like.
It's a little out of focus.
I know, I'm trying to get it to. There we go, it's better. Got to get just the right distance from the camera. Yep. Oh, this guy says our duct tape drag car club. Well, that sounds exciting.
Duct tape drag car?
Let me let that load up and I'll come back to it.
What was his name? Is that what the
Well, but I don't know if
no,
but I don't know if it's I don't know if their name is the same on here, so. Yep, as soon as your pictures load, I'll show them. Here's a fella that's got a pair of, he's got an A body and a B body here. He's got it.
Oh, 2-door post.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Don't you like that? Isn't that cool?
My favorite body style.
I
love those.
Yeah, those are so cool.
How many that's got a Hemi in it?
Is that a 66 Dart there?
It's got the emblem. Is that a Hemi emblem on the front fender underneath the Coronet?
383.
383. Oh yeah. You know what?
383.
I'll tell you what. Even cooler than a Hemi. That's actually even cooler than a Hemi. The 383 HP motor in that 66 Coronet.
Got your kind of wheel covers too.
I love that. Oh, dude. Okay, you rang my bell with that Coronet. That's like yes. Like so yes.
Here's a Fairlane. Nice and sleek. Got some weird looking wheels. Ooh, look at the tail panel. What's going on here? I don't know what's going on there, but that's a wild looking custom look. I don't know.
It looks like a Comet, right?
I think it's a Fairlane.
Oh yeah. It's a Fairlane.
Yeah. Wow.
That's like a Pro Touring type of thing. 66 Cyclone GT. Okay.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yes, that makes sense.
Well, it makes more sense. Yep, I'm just waiting on ones to load. And when they load, I can show them.
Tony, thanks for the suggestion on my turd 267. Send me a slice of fucking pizza. Poor John's email is blowing up, yeah.
Yeah, that's fine. Yep, if they don't load up, I can't show them, so we're just waiting to see if any of them load up.
Shout, we cherish the two-door post cars. Absolutely. Two-door posts rule.
If I ever get another A body, it's going to be a two-door post with a 108-inch wheelbase. Something about that I really like. Ajax, what happened to your Barracuda? Happened to you?
Oh, it wasn't mine. It belongs to my neighbor. We had a difference of opinions on how the car should be done, so he's got the car. Let's see. Rick S. 69 Barracuda Fastback, 225 4-speed, 695 bias tires. Which is, will open 7.25, 323 still be a problem when I drive the heck out of it? Open, yeah, man. It doesn't matter whether it's a 6 or if you spin the tires at all. I mean, I've seen people blow up 7.25. It's just like pulling out a parking lot because there's too much gravel. So yeah, put a short grip unit in it or weld the spiders. You know, other than that, if it's going to be just open, just drive it gently.
Okay, got a whole bunch more. Let's see if they load up.
Actually, come to think of it, last year I lunched, or it was the year before, it might have been the year before. I lunched a 7.25 in my Slammer, right? That's got a 7.25 in it, and I'm not going to put a bigger rear in it because the main purpose of that car is just a daily driver cruiser, and the 7.25 is the perfect rear for that because it draws the least amount of horsepower. It's the lightest rear. So, but I actually puked an open 7.25 in that, literally pulling out of a Starbucks parking lot. All I did was just pull out of the parking lot and give it gas, and it went ka-chunk, boom, 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 and that was it. It was done. So I put a short grip unit in it, and I haven't had a problem since. I mean, and I occasionally do beat on the car. Gail Clark, we inspired her to save an 87 Dodge D150 from the crusher. Congratulations. Enjoy that car. Truck. How much horsepower can a dirt bike man vlogs? How much horsepower can a 440 block take? Depends on whether or not it's going to be subject to detonation. And by detonation, I don't necessarily mean pinging, but bad harmonics. You can make thousands of horsepower with a stock block as long as you keep it out of detonation. I'm going to do a video on that. I want to do a video on that.
They're not much different from the Hemi blocks.
They're identical. The saddles are the same.
Yeah.
Actually, 76, 77, 78, 440 block has the Hemi, the race Hemi, the 1970 race Hemi main saddles in it. So it'll literally make as much horsepower, take as much horsepower as a fucking Hemi block will make. Back in the day, those guys were getting 1,800, 2,000 horsepower out of them blown on nitro, and they would live. They'd get 50, 75, 100 runs out of these things, as long as they kept them at a detonation. Detonation is what kills them.
Kills everything.
Yeah.
I think that's what will happen to that 318 block that we did in May. That had that huge chunk out of the cylinder wall. Detonation breaks things in ways that you just wouldn't even expect.
Since you're talking about 440s, was there a factory casting shift problem? Not that I'm aware of. It's not a widespread thing. I mean, I'm sure here or there were runs of blocks that were, weren't completely up to snuff. But no, it's not a common problem.
Finally. Here's Benjamin C's car. This is Barracuda. And 364 speed, 323 gears.
Sweet.
Yep, there you go.
That's
Guys,
what
whenever they load up is when I'm showing them. So you guys that send these enormous pictures, that's great, but just remember it takes them a lot longer.
80 Mars. Are the late 440 blocks any different than the early ones? My grandpa says 76 through 79 440 blocks of junk. No, he's exactly wrong. It's exactly opposite. The strongest 440 blocks are the 76 through 79. And that's because they use a thicker main saddle in those blocks than any of the earlier ones.
No. Hey, here's a Mopar man 1978's car, his Dart. I've been hoping he would send me this because I think it's a cool ride. He's doing a 360 in that.
65?
I believe 65 or 6. And then he's got a D-Series truck. Well, that is tricky trying to line that up with the camera. But those are his whips. What else do we have here? As the pictures download is when I'll show them, guys. But I've got a whole bunch of them at once. So, and thanks for sending them. You know what I could do, and because I don't know, some people have their real name on their email and their screen name here. I can make a slideshow of these things. It'd be simple enough to do. Then everybody that wants to see them could just do it. Mike Iben in the house. Mike Iben on Top Line Converse.
Hey, Mike.
Building a stroker for your dart sport. Probably won't be a stroker, but it is going to be a maximum effort 340. And I got something else in store for that nobody's expecting, so you'll just have to see. But we are going to commission a converter with you for that dart sport.
Somebody asked about which antifreeze to use with aluminum heads. Any antifreeze is fine to use with aluminum heads as long as you change it every 3 years or so. The problem with conventional antifreeze is that as it breaks down, it becomes acidic. That acid, and so here's what happens, okay? When you put, and this was a common problem with Fords. This was like all through the 80s was like, okay. Here's what happens with aluminum heads on a cast iron block in antifreeze. Shush! As the antifreeze ages, it becomes acidic. That acid acts with, listen to me, the cast iron on the block, the stainless of the head gasket, and the aluminum of the head. Those three metals interacting with the acid in the antifreeze etches out the stainless steel. So what happens is that's where your head gaskets will leak. If you stay on a regular, let's say, maintenance routine, so you're gonna flush the antifreeze, throw a fresh antifreeze in it every 3 years or thereabouts, then you will never have a problem using the aluminum heads. It's only when you use the antifreeze to where it starts to break down and starts to become acidic that you'll have that etching problem on the stainless steel of the head gasket. Are we distilled water only or Cali water sucks? Yeah. See, I just use tap water. I've never had a problem. But I mean, you would know your water better than I would know your water. Ooh, 70 Coronet wagon. Who owns that?
Check that out.
Oh, nice long roof.
Isn't that cool?
Oh yeah, that's
beautiful. Super cool. That belongs to Jacob.
Jacob, nice ride, bro.
Nice.
Much love for the long roof.
Here's Winona. Nice A-body with that 64 Barracuda.
Is that Winona's car, or is the car called Winona?
I don't know, but I dig that color.
Yeah, it's beautiful. It's like an emerald green.
Yes.
Those hubcaps, man. Those are the old Hurst, or those are Hurst wheels.
No, those are the.
Oh, those are Craig SS.
Craig SS. They just have the drums painted.
Yeah, but see now, look at the picture small. No. Look at the picture small.
Yeah,
doesn't it look like the Hurst wheels? Yeah.
It does. It does indeed.
Dude, that's why I make the big bucks, because I spot stuff like that. But yeah, right? See, small looks just like a Hurst wheel.
Let's see. It took a minute to download, but they're all coming in now. Here's Dwayne's cars. Dwayne has the old and the new. He's got the Duster and the Charger. Well, that is a trick getting that to focus, but he's got the old.
You guys have some really nice rides.
They really do. I'm digging this.
It says it's Winona's car, and it's got a 225 in it. Okay.
Here's Bob's Valiant.
Now, did Winona put that together herself?
I always said, if God has a car, it's a 65 Barracuda convertible.
Okay.
And there you go. Or 65 Valiant, I mean. Here's Dustin's first project. Factory B5 318 Duster there. That's got to get focused because that's a cool car we don't want to miss out on. Let me get that focused because that's
his first project?
That's what he says.
That's a clean, nice car.
Yeah.
That looks nice.
Looks like it.
Good luck with that, brother.
What else we got going on here? Here's some of Greg's. Greg's got all kinds of stuff, but it looks all like the kind of stuff I like. Oh, so here's his Coronet in 1985 and his 68 Dart back in 1990. I love these vintage pictures, and not many of us are old enough to have them, so I love it when you share these kind of things. So I'm going to ask you right now, that Coronet, you've got Gabriel Skyjackers on there, don't you? Pumped up as high as you could get them without blowing the plastic line out, right?
80 and Mars is asking, how is the lifted Valiant coming along? It's right now. It's not doing anything with it because it's cold out there. It's when it's not cold. I mean, like in the 20s and the 30s, it's raining. So we haven't touched that car in probably close to a month now. But as soon as the weather breaks, we'll be all over it again.
All right, we'll let another batch load up, and then we'll show you more.
Gail Clark wants to know where to send pics to.
And it's just above it. Chris Greenway reposted it. I'll repost it too. You guys have some nice stuff. You say my email's blowing up, but it's really not. It's
Harry Satchel. Thanks. I'm stoked to get that Duster on the road. Just needs everything. Take your time, bro. Take your time. Nothing worthwhile is ever easy or quick. Just take your time, and you got a great start there. It looks like you made a fun car.
Thank you guys for sharing these rides.
Yeah, seriously, I'm enjoying this. This is fun. Yeah.
You guys have any opinion on modern Hemi swaps? Trying to convince my grandpa it's the right thing to do. He's hard to convince because he probably knows that there's a reason people shouldn't do them necessarily. I will not do one until I know that lifter thing is resolved.
Look, they're not bad motors. People get a lot of good results out of them. It's just not my cup of tea. You know what I'm saying?
Mike Ivan says to me, please say hi to my mom. Hi, Mike Ivan's mom.
Hey, Mike Ivan's mom.
Mike treats me right. I'm telling you that I'm going to do some stuff with him on the channel if he'll do it. I want him. I'll tell you right now.
Danny Boyd hopes his junk is going to make it to the screen.
You know what? I don't want your junk to make it on the screen. But if you send a picture of your car.
Yeah, some picture of your car, not your junk. Yeah.
I'll say it right here because Mike's watching. I'm going to commission him to build a torque converter for my Dart Sport. And I want to come up there. I want to film it being made. And I want him to put on a clinic for my channel on torque converters. So hopefully he'll be amenable to that because he knows a lot of stuff. Some of these guys in the comments know a lot of stuff and you just wouldn't know it from what they post.
Kale, is oil-soaked spark plugs and smoke out the exhaust at high RPM a problem caused by rings or valve guides or both rings? Valve guides will give you, when you first start it up, you'll get smoke out of it, and on deceleration, you'll get smoke out of it. High RPM, it's going to be rings.
There's Joe's Buick.
Oh.
Yeah, looks like it's set on kill. Reminds me of Buddy Ingersoll's. If you still have pro stock allowed stuff like Buddy Ingersoll's car, it wouldn't be in the shape it's in right now.
That should have been pro stock.
I know it.
That should have been pro stock.
Right. any of you guys who like classic drag racing back when they actually let the builders do their thing, look up Buddy Ingersoll's V6 Turbo Buick when he ran IHRA Pro Stock. That is a must see, and it's on YouTube.
I watched that car run in person several times.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
I
was renting funny cars back then, right?
Yeah.
So I was at all of these IHRA events, and anytime that Buddy Ingersoll's car was going to run, I dropped what I was doing and ran out to the starting line and watched that car go. And that thing was the most impressive. Back then, it was IHRA was running unlimited, the mountain motor car, so they were all around 750 cubic inches, pushing like 800 cubic inches. And here was Ingersoll's little 231, and it was just what that car would do to the back tires. That to me was the most impressive thing, right? Because you see these other cars, they'd hook and go, they'd set the tire, right, and then climb up on a tire. But Ingersoll's car would like Z the tire for the first like fucking 100 feet. It was just the most amazing car to watch.
Watching that car on the big end, it seriously, if you like it when you could still do some car crafting out of the box in professional racing, that's the one. Buddy Ingersoll's V6 Buick. Here's Rose's car. Check that out.
Oh, nice.
That looks like a VW Beetle, but it looks kind of like an A model Ford and a Volkswagen Bug have a kid.
What's powering that thing?
I don't know. What is that?
It's like a fucking diesel, right? Oh, no.
No, it's a small block Chevy.
Okay. Oh, that exhaust. Okay.
The exhaust looks like the entrance for a limb shredder.
Dude, I love that. That thing's fucking cool.
I wonder how it handles on the street. Oh. Here's some demon dude.
Yeah.
So there's this 71 demon here with a 6-pack scoop.
New City Carpet wants to know where to send pictures. There's a link up there.
Yeah, John at chpclass.com. They're all reposting it. And there's his Duster and some truck action. You know what I'm gonna do, all of you guys? I won't put your name unless you like specifically ask. Like I'll put your YouTube handle if I know it, but I'll make a slideshow of these and stick them on my channel if anybody wants to see them, just so that people can see focused pictures of them and whatnot. Still waiting for others to load up. I got a ton of them.
I see it. Everybody's sending you the pictures.
Yeah, that's great. No, it's great. I love it. Oh, here's Jimmy's. Here's Jimmy's 440.
Oh.
440 power.
Oh, 62.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh, don't mess with that. Oh, here we go. Your little A-body. I love these cars. I don't know what it is about them. Those early darts. I just love that coupe roof line.
Yeah.
I wish they had that short coupe. What was the wheelbase on those?
111 inch.
Was it 111? It didn't look like it. It looks shorter.
Yeah, the Valiant was 108 and the Dart was 111.
Yeah, I love that coupe roof. I wish you could get that body style with
all the difference in wheelbases right there between the wheel opening and the door.
Oh, it was the same on the Challenger and the V-body, Dodge and Plymouth, and that's where they stretched them. Oh, here we go. Now here's Wendy English's car. Now you recognize Don and Wendy English in the comments. Check this out. So it looks like we got a Richard Petty tribute Valiant there.
Oh, excellent.
Isn't that neat? How cool is that?
Does that have a hyper pack in it? That's got to have a hyper
It
pack
should. It surely it does.
What motor is in that Valiant?
Ooh, whoa.
What the hell is going on there?
What is this?
That is,
what in the world are we looking at?
That is the kinkiest thing I've ever seen in my life.
What is that? What you guys know? You got to have a focus picture of this, because this is just bizarre. What in the world is going on there? Wait, we got to get the best picture, because I've never seen anything like this. What is that? It looks like we've got a BBD on the back.
No, it's not a BBD. It's a Holly. It's a fucking 18.
Oh, it's an Ace, like a 6 Ace, right?
Yeah, it's an 1820 Holly.
Oh, yeah, it is.
It's a 1920 Holly and an AFB.
And an AFB. I've never seen anything like that.
That is the kinkiest thing I have ever seen.
If you send me like a 10-second or less video of this running, I will put it up because I've got to hear that. What in the world? That's crazy.
I'm speechless.
That's beautiful. I love air-cooled Volkswagen. Mopar Den bought this. Look at that. I love that.
That's a nice color.
Oh, look at that. I love these colors.
That's how I want it. That's the yellow that I want my van to be.
It's close to that. Just shinier.
No, see that's a little bit darker. It's a little bit golder. Because I'm actually gonna paint that thing. I'm just.
Here's Franklin's 68. Big C body there.
Oh yeah.
Yep, love the wheel covers. Ooh, here's Mitten Made Muscle.
This is the Camaro. Oh shit.
Look at that. I love those center lines, the Mickey Thompsons.
Nice.
So the question is, looks like you're on a dyno. Is that on a dyno?
Yeah, it's strapped on a dyno.
What'd you pull?
What did I pull?
What was the number? Don't tease us like that. What was the number? Some of these just aren't. If I haven't shown your car yet, it's only because it hasn't loaded up. Okay. So if I ever see the attachment icon, I'm happy to show it. But if I haven't, there's a reason why. It's only because it hasn't loaded. Well, this is something different.
GTX.
This is James rides here. Got us a Duster and a GTX.
Was that a Roadrunner?
It looks
That's
like
a Roadrunner.
Oh, yeah, it's got
it's a Roadrunner.
It's got the stripe that runs into the vent there. Yeah, 70 Roadrunner. Yeah, see, some of these guys, they have their handle here and their real name.
Right.
So then I can tie it to their handle on here so people know who they are. Oh, these guys are really responding.
Yeah, everybody wants to have their cars.
I'm glad to do it.
We need to do something on this channel. I don't know how to go about that, but I would really like to have a gallery.
Wendy, send me. Do you have a 5-second clip of this running? I got to know how that even works.
Well, they're driving around.
So crazy.
They're driving around, and they're using the warm barrel as a primary.
I guess, yeah. Yeah, why not?
I mean, yeah, exactly. Why not?
It's a 5-barrel. I think I've heard Wendy say she has a 5-barrel. I didn't know what in the world she was talking about. And now I do. That's just wow.
You know,
yes, Rude Mopar dude, if it ever finishes loading, I'm happy.
Pontiac in 1961, might have been 62. They did a manifold that had 3 carbs on it. It had a pair of AFBs in line, and it had a little 1-barrel that it would idle off of that was stuck kind of in between and off to the side of the 2 AFBs. Maybe that's where they got the idea from that from.
So Gonzo, you see the back of Gonzo's Charger in his thumbnail? There's the front of it. Sometimes they'll focus and sometimes they won't. And what is this other one you got here, Gonzo? What is that?
Oh, okay. Mitten Made Muscle. I guess that was his Camaro.
Yeah.
All right. Set up as a 468 big block Chevy turbo hybrid for 12-bolt 411s. Made 520, good. 490 on 93 pump and hydraulic cam. Nice. That's a solid car.
Here's Anthony's, and he's on here all the time. He has that less common.
Oh,
Mustang
nice.
There. Isn't that cool? Got a pair of them.
Look, anytime you got a pair of anything, it's a win. Yeah.
I like that. These are great photos. Oh, and he's wait a minute, and there's more. So we've got a pair of Cadillacs, and we're pulling an engine and a Smokey and the Bandit Pontiac there. Very nice. This one's taking forever to load. It loads up. Okay, here's Dan E. Boyd. We recognize him on here regularly. You know what that car looks like, that Mustang? You ever saw it? Remember the old show Pastime, that old game show? Okay. Well, there was a guy named Randy Jackson that rolled up in something that looked just like that. And they all were thinking that was like a 12-second car, and he drug the back bumper with a mid-8.
Right.
Yeah, and it looked just like that. That was great. That's my favorite pass ever on that show. Oh, look at this. Well, here we go.
Oh, that's a sweet driver.
She don't like that? That's a 73. 73 Dart?
Yeah, it was like a 73. Could be a 72. I can't really tell from.
Looks like Dukes of Hazzard inspired in and out the window there. Very cool.
Who's the girl?
I don't know.
Is she the owner?
I don't know. Allie.
Allie.
I guess so.
Alice. I have a granddaughter named Alice.
Yeah, that's a cool car.
Very nice. I like that powder blue too. There's something about that. You know, that's one of those colors that when I was a kid, I was like, oh, powder blue. But it's grown on me. It's like it's such a, you know, it's like a lively, happy color.
There's Jim's Javelin.
Oh, nice. 73.
Look at the long hood on that thing.
That's like a 73, isn't it?
Some of it, yeah, I don't know. I'm not as good with the
Yeah, I'm not.
AMCs. As they load, guys. Oh, wait a minute. No, we don't need any links. Here's a late 50s Chevy. This truck reminds me of one. I knew a guy that had one of these a few years later than this, and it never would run right. And I go over there, and the carburetor was the most jacked up thing I'd ever seen. He was turning screws until it sounded like it had a big cam in it. That was his tuning method.
The Javelin was a 72. And Lazy A-Hole. That Lazy, are you Allie? Is that your Dart?
Man, look at all of these pictures.
What's the plan with the Miata? After I get the Dart done, as soon as the Plan Z Dart is out of the shop, the Miata goes in.
Oh, look at this. The coastal auto reaction, guys.
Yeah.
Look at that. This is circa 1995. Look at that old Dart.
So I still had hair.
I was in college. I wish I had it on my phone. I would show you guys a picture of that vintage with my Dart. But I just don't think I have it on this phone.
Mini bike garage. Tony, can you do a mini bike stuff? I've got one that we're going to do as a pit bike, but I'm telling you, I'm so busy. You have no idea.
Matthews Duster with the shark tooth grill.
Nice. 72, right? Yeah.
Yeah. One or two. I can't.
Well, the marker lights.
Yeah, the 71 marker lights. These are great, guys. These are great. I'll do as many as I can possibly do. This looks like it's in the pits somewhere. It's at Mile and Dragway, 1985. Love these vintage pictures. Even if the dude is wearing shorts that are probably too short, that's okay. It's a vintage Dragway picture. That makes it all right. Seriously, though, I like that. That's a 75 6 grill, Dart Sport. It looks like a Dart. It's Dart Sport. Yeah. 75 or 6 Dart Sport. I like it. I can't quite tell what you're running there, but that is super cool.
Let me be frank. If you're ever in Detroit, let us know. We've got some good old mopeds for you. The 68 plier. That 68 plier is sweet, bro.
Oh, whoa! Look at here. So here's a 408 stroker, and the address looks like it's an Australian address, but check this guy out.
Oh, I see a lot of aluminum on that motor.
I do. It's kind of exotic. Good looking car. What is that? A 72.3? So yeah, 73.2.
Thank you, Anthony.
Glad you're enjoying this. Your ride looks sharp. Here's Mexican Spec, who's on here regularly. There's his ride. I like it.
Yes.
It's about a 64 B-body, something like
that. Got some patina. 63.
I like the wheels. It's got the slots that you like.
Yeah.
I like it.
A patina rod. What's that in the background? What's the car in the background?
I don't know. What is that? What is that in the background there? Mexican Spec. What is that 4-door back there lurking?
I think this is my favorite live so far.
You think?
Yeah.
I'm glad you're enjoying it. Here's a Blake, got a 75 Power Wagon with some 38-inch groundhogs. Nice old school wheel choice. And his golf cart with 44s. Who has 44s on their golf cart and 38s on their truck? Blake. That's who.
Blake.
That's who. It's Blake.
Charles, you're getting ready to build a 72-400. Any tips on getting some compression out of it? Don't worry so much about compression. Everybody's always so worried about compression. Don't worry about compression. You steal shin head gaskets if you can find them, but don't stress the compression. Mike Johnson, thank you so much.
Here's Daniel's ride. Wheels up.
Yeah, baby.
Some
Nice
people
Maverick.
talk about it. Some people show pictures.
There you go. There it is.
On small tires.
On small
That's
tires.
like a 9-inch
right.
slick too. Notice he did the steamroller to get that. It's 70. Hey, it says Tony wrote the feature on it in
Muscle
Mustangs Fast Forwards in '97.
Oh shit! Yeah,
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Honestly, I forgot I even wrote for that freaking magazine.
Here's-
It's been such a long time.
Here's Frank's. Frank has a got the Murder Black Buick, and check that out. Got a blown GM there. What is that? Oldsmobile.
You guys have got some really, really nice cars.
Aren't they great? Okay, here we go. Here's a 4-speed 468 Camaro.
Is that a split bumper?
I think I can't tell.
Bro, old school with the side pipe.
It looks like it. It looks like a split bumper.
Yeah.
Yep. Dana 60 Excel and
And
Mr.
Mr.
Gasket,
Gasket,
everything.
everything.
You know what that means? That means you're old.
Yeah,
If
yeah.
you
That's 1979.
That's
all
right.
over it.
That's all vintage. Here's Bernie's.
64.
Yep.
Polara.
With a 440. He's not fooling around. Is that torque thrust on there? I believe it is. When your wheel is so wide from a 3/4 angle, you can't tell what it is. You've got the right wheel. Oh, look at this. Now, here's Curtis Bryant. You know, the guy who convinces us that he is completely insane. He has the nicest stuff.
He really does.
I'm telling you, Curtis, who mostly just posts hit and runs, puns, and monkey farts, and then he has a ride like this. Now, who would ever know that? Look at that. Look at that driveway. He parks it on tile. How classy is that? Curtis, you are surprising me with this stuff. Look at that.
That's
Beautiful,
a nice car.
69 swinger. Look
Yep.
at that. Got the craters, got the stance down in the weeds a little bit. Oh, now here's another one from Winona. Look at that convertible.
64.
Oh, that is sharp.
Yeah.
That is sharp.
I always love the grills on those cars.
Oh, yeah. As they load up, here's
You're hoping to take the Valiant to Chrysler Carlo this year. You will have a crowd under that hood. I'm serious. You will have like the biggest crowd of people. You're gonna win. Whatever it is that they have, you're gonna win.
All right, we're gonna let another group load up, and I'll show them when they come in.
Have you ever been to Mason-Dixon Dragway? Yes.
Thanks for keeping that posted, Chris. Whatever they want to send, whatever you guys send, I'm going to put together in a slideshow, and I'll put it on my channel so everybody can enjoy it. That way we don't leave anybody out.
Mini Bike Garage. You like the engine history videos? They always go good. Could you make one about the max switch 413s and 426s? Yeah, we can. I will. But just not right now. But yeah, we will definitely. I have to get my hands on one. I don't have any of those parts kicking around or any engines to use as an example in pictures. But yeah, we'll do something.
Yeah, if I have not shown yours yet, it's only because it's just taking forever to load. Oh, here we go. Here's Reed Mopar, dude. He's finally loaded up.
Mexican Spec said he sent a pic of what a 63 Savoy looks like now. It's in the queue.
Okay, so remember that crazy looking
The rat rod?
VW thing?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so I don't know if that's something. It looks like a different one. The wildest stuff. Okay, Dan E. Boyd. That looks almost like the truck we put floors in last month. And what else has Dan got here? He's also got a Mustang with a crate.
I am amazed at how cool some of these cars are. I really am.
There's Randy's ride.
Nice. I mean, that's not my style, but I like the way he pulled it off.
Here's the front end of that car that crazy psycho Curtis hit and run. There's the front end of it.
Oh, it's a Valiant. I thought it was a Lancer.
Yeah, that's right. Olive needs to send a picture. She says her stuff's not show worthy, but anything.
Who cares?
Yeah, I know. Just post it. Okay, I knew it. Charles Manson has a van. Of course, that's what Charles Manson would drive, right? And looks like we got a small, what is that? Small block Chevy? Yeah. Got a mouse motor in that van. Whoa, this is the guy that goes by Bump Stick. And he has, well, that looks familiar. Looks like me last month. That's not my garage. Bump Stick is doing something similar. He's got, I feel sorry for him on this. I got to do that here pretty soon. I got to swap an engine out in that body style truck. And you got various projects going on. Got a big bug catcher there. This is the guy who goes by Bump Stick.
What's that a picture of?
He's got a bug catcher.
Oh, mounted on a what was that? A Dakar.
It looks like one of those late, yeah.
Yeah.
We've seen a 5-barrel tunnel ram.
So some of you guys into some kinky shit, boy. Let me tell you. Stephen Koch, I agree with you. This should be a regular thing. I'm going to figure out how to do this. This is great.
Rude Mopar. I can help you. All you got to do is make a slideshow. They just have to send them ahead of time.
All right. Yeah. We'll...
Here's a Rude Mopar dude. Look at that. He's got some A-bodies going on. And you know what? That grass that's around them, that's like stop and ask if they're for sale high.
Yep.
That's what that is.
Those are, I'll get around to. I'll go to the store someday high.
Allie says, sorry if I sent it more than once. No, nobody's going to complain. Oh, this one has the front of the car too. So yeah, 73 Swinger. Very cool. You know something I learned from Hoosier Garage? You've seen Hoosier Garage on here? Hoosier mentioned that he was touring the junkyard. He saw a Dodge Omni and said that is the same marker light.
Yes.
He says exactly the same.
It is.
And yeah, I didn't know they carried him over that long. I need one for my dark sport. Okay, there's a better picture of Ajax's car. This one you can actually see more of it.
That's the one.
That is cool, isn't it? You know what? I would go through a drive-through to order in that car just because I had that car.
That's a great driver. You know, I look at that car. I could smell that car.
I can't. It smells like old rock.
Right? Yeah, I love that.
Yeah.
I love that.
That's a car that you put the sun visor down and you can just smell the 70s.
Yeah. If you want the sensory experience of driving a 60s car, that's the one you're going to get in it.
There's Scott's. Looks like a Roadrunner.
Yep.
Look at that. Got the wheel wells full. Yep.
You know, you guys have some nice cars.
They do, don't they?
Even the ones that aren't nice are still nice.
Oh, look at this. More from Ajax. Now, he's got a fleet going on here. This is an old vintage picture. I love old grainy pictures like this.
Yeah, it's like a forward.
This is a time gone by.
Was that a 69 Fury?
It looks like we got us old Barracuda. We got an E-body. We got us about a 73 or 4 Duster there. The Fury.
An Ari Patchouli and cocaine center.
No, it's got that rotten Naugahyde smell. I love that smell. It just makes me think, old classic car. Dan's Barracuda. Nice and classy.
Snowflake Superbike. Glad to see you guys working on Sunday. I work on vintage snowmobiles.
So here we go.
Nice.
Here we go. Here's Becky's Dart. I mean, that's that yellow 68 that I saw go by in the comments.
Yeah, two-door sedan.
Yes, I like that.
That's a hard body to come by anymore.
It sure is. And I could have bought one for $400 when I was a kid, and I passed on it. Whoa! Here's Dawn's ride. The front of the car gets there on Thursday. The back's there in time for the weekend.
That's beautiful.
Isn't it?
That's beautiful.
It's nice. You could actually inspect your tire tread from the driver's seat. That's pretty uncommon.
That is a long ass car. What's the wheelbase on that?
Yeah, what? Yeah, Don, what is the wheelbase?
That's got to be 130 inches.
He's got a 383 big block in it.
That's got to be 125, 130 inches.
You realize that, like, if you drove this in HRA, you'd have to have a comp license to drive that.
I want to make a U-turn in that.
What do you mean how you do a U-turn?
I said I want to make a U-turn. Right, exactly.
You don't do this.
128. See, I was close.
Yeah. Besides his alter, the guy that has the crazy altered on Nitro,
yeah,
he's got this guy too. It looks like a 67 Chevy powder blue pickup here.
Nice. That color's growing on me, man.
It's growing on me too. I didn't like it when I was a kid. I'm beginning to like it now. Okay, I got a huge bunch of garbles. So New City Carpet, please resend, because I did not get a picture. I got a whole bunch of just scrolling text like a format problem. Okay, Bullnose Garage has sent these. He's got an 80s Ford Flare side there, and he's got looks like a 68 Charger. Yep. Cool stuff.
Could have seen a little bit more of the Charger than just the
inner tail lights. But you know what? I'll take it. Here we go. The first burnout picture. Why did it take this long?
It took a long time to get a burnout picture.
So finally, Dave steps up and shows us this. Was that a 50? Looks like a 57 Chevy with the trim more commonly found on the 55. Roasting them. Look at that. That's how it's done right there. If you're going to do a burnout, do a real one. YouTube, his YouTube channel, Sobering Restorations Horsepower Division. Sobering Restoration Services. There you go. Little plug for those guys. Here's Randy's. He's got a 445 FE stroker in a Cyclone.
Let me see that. That's pretty.
Very clean, very nice.
These are great looking motors.
They are. I love the look of like the 390. I love the look of it. The oil thing scares me. Here's a 74 Dart. Oh yeah, okay. So here's Mexican specs. 74 Chrysler Dart Daily Driver. So you can see he's got
that's a perfect daily.
Got the Magnum 500, which technically is the road wheel, but it's the Magnum 500 and 4-door, and yeah, look at that. That's a great daily.
Those are some wide ass Magnums in the back.
What are those? 8s? They're huge.
They got to be more than 8.
Yeah, they're big. All right. Oh, Aiden's got a video of a Gold Duster. It can't be long. It's only 13 megs. There's Aiden's Duster.
Oh, it's finally quiet up here. It's just running as smooth as can be.
Sweet.
There you go.
Sweet. Very nice. Very nice.
Okay, we like it. So we've seen a burnout and we've seen a short clip. If you want to send me a clip, gotta be that short or shorter, because a long clip will never load up. And you can't email me. What he sent me, like 5 seconds, is all you'll get by email. Here's Bruce's 83 Cordova in New Zealand. So that means we gotta show it upside down. But it flips itself over.
Oh, nice ride.
Yeah.
See, that's a highway car.
With
man.
a 360.
That's like, yeah, jump on a highway and just go.
With a 360. Okay, here we go. Here's New City Carpets. Here's his GTO at Atco. It's good drag strip action there.
I miss Atco.
Yeah, look at that.
Nice.
Transferring that way a little bit. Oh, okay. Wendy English sent a clip of that thing running. Here we go. You're right. It runs on the front.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it's a progressive link.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
Okay. Yep. Okay. Well, don't worry, guys. You're not gonna miss out. So we were wondering how that thing of Wendy's ran, and here it is. So sure enough, it runs on the back, and then it's got a progressive linkage that kicks over that ASB. Listen to the pitch change when they hit it.
That's great.
It sounds like an electric motor.
That's great.
You love that? That is really great. That is really great.
You will get a crowd, or any show you bring that to, man.
Yeah.
You are going to get a crowd around that.
Oh, wait. Oh, here's more video. More video from Wendy. It's got to be a very short one. Let's check it out. Yeah, that answers that. It's got to be the Hyper Pack. Okay. Hope you did that in second gear. You don't have a sprag clutch anymore. Nice. Very nice. Nick W's 74. Well, look at these. He's got a Dart Sport and he's got him a Dart there.
Yeah, it's like a 73.
Yeah. Very cool. Nice rides, guys. I'm really enjoying this. Here's Gale's D150.
Oh, nice.
Got the
nice
classic
fucking truck.
You notice it's got the Hurricanes. They probably got popular during the Dukes of Hazzard, and they decided to start offering them because they were so popular as vector wheels. Oh, whoa! There's
Who's doing a fire burn out here?
There's the dude with the nitro injected thing.
That's not injected.
And then the nitro car. Oh no, it's a blower car.
All right, who's doing a fire burn out here?
Whoa! That's Gary. Gary's doing that. Great day. That's a take no prisoners burnout right there.
I miss my Walter. I miss having it Walter. Randall James. Is that yours, Randall?
Oh, it is.
What's up, Little Red Garage?
So here's the Coastal Auto guys in 1993 putting an engine in a 69 Dart here. Like I said, don't worry if the pictures are blurry. I've already decided I'm going to make a slideshow of all this.
That's a Phoenix fuel car. Wrench that car. Phoenix. What the hell was his name? I had
Mexican spec again.
Randall
Very
James.
cool.
Remind me of his name. And didn't he pass away recently? Ron Fassel. Ron Fassel. I had dinner with Ron and Dave Benjamin in Columbus. I guess it was in like 91 or 92. Great guy. He did pass away, right?
Here's the daily drivers at Lazy A-Hole Ranch.
I never met Amos Satterley.
That's their daily driver.
What is it?
A backhoe and a Jeep.
Okay.
Don't make them mad. They have acreage and a way to bury you. Yeah, Shane's got some modern muscle there.
Ajax, yes, I've been to 7580 Dragway, yes.
Oh, no, this is interesting. So if you've seen the truck that the Coastal guys have, there it is when they found it. before they were doing burnouts with portable toilets in the back and other such crazy nonsense. Here's something different. Here's an Oldsmobile from Nicholas. And that's the way it came to me. Cut off on one side, but that's okay. You got a good sense of it right there.
Have I ever been to Quaker City? I might have. I don't know.
Can't tell what's going on there, but.
You understand, like through the 80s and the 90s, it was like all I did was go to and from drag strips. It's like a lot of them are just a freaking blur. If I ever, James Howard, if I ever decide to build another Alton, I'd interview for a driver. No, here's the thing, right? There's no market for tube frame cars anymore. Like back in the 80s or the 90s, there were still match races and stuff where you could run cars like that and at least get your expenses covered. And that market just does not exist anymore. I'm going to go nitro again, but it's going to be with a door slammer because that's the only thing that you can run anymore.
Here's Bad Trees cars. They finally downloaded. Lots of A-body action going on there. Style points for the flag. And we got how much do you want for those cars brass? I like it. I like your transmission videos too. I like that ancient press you use. It looks like a waffle iron of the hotel lobby they used to do these like drum springs. I think that's pretty cool. I did the one for Plan Z's transmission with a couple of C-clamps. Well, you're like gritting your teeth if those things slip.
Benjamin was a riot. He showed up at Boise to help Elmer Trett with the fuel bike, and it was. And Dave is really, he really is Trett, and I learned a lot from him. Let me tell you something. Dave Benjamin is brilliant. We've argued. He and I actually had a pretty long-standing argument went on for like a year or two about detonation cycles. But I mean, he is brilliant. He's like one of the hardest working, one of the most creative and driven people in all of fuel racing. The guy's just amazing.
This is what's going into Aiden's ride. Fresh bullet, ready to go. Okay, so finally, this took forever to load up, but we finally got it. This is our duct tape drag car club. And this, okay, this is Johnny Mopars.
I got it,
He went 1088 in the 8th at 64. Yeehaw. Hey, I like it.
Randall, you'll appreciate this, right? This was back around like 1990. Oh shit!
Oh,
the turbo does blow through slant.
Whoa, 85 Dodge truck. Okay, yeah, we've seen it, but what, you haven't seen one like this?
So,
you got turbo in that thing.
Randall, you'll appreciate this, right? We're having lunch. I'm having lunch with it was Dave Benjamin and Ron Fassel, and they're sitting across from each other, right? There's like a square table, okay? I figure we were a diner or a restaurant, whatever it was, and it was Dave Benjamin and Ron Fassel and Nitro Neil Bisaglia and me, and we're sitting at this table, okay? And we're just yapping back and forth, and Ron and Dave start talking about accidents that they've had, right? And they kept one-upping each other. I will never forget this, right? Because like me and Dave, me and Nitro Neil, we were younger. We were like in our 30s, right? And we're looking at these guys like, okay, this is our future. You know what I mean? Like, this is where we want to be, right? So we're listening to them, and they're going back and forth, okay? So they're talking about accidents that they had. So fucking like Dave was like, yeah, burn one to the ground here, and I was in a burn unit for a couple of weeks, and they had to put skin grafts on this, and they took meat on it. So then Ron goes, yeah, I crashed one once, and I had to pull the thing out of here, and then they transported. So then Dave goes back, and he's like, yeah, and then I had that fire. I threw the crank on the ground, and it burned my face. I had to rebuild my eyelids and all this other shit. I was in a coma for 6 months. So Ron goes, yeah, me too. I was in a coma, and he says, I died. And Dave goes, yeah, I died too, right? I swear to God, you can't make this up, okay? So then with that, Ron turns to me, right? And he goes, listen, don't ever worry about dying. It's good. And then they went back to the conversation like that. It was the most surreal conversation I was ever a party of.
It takes people like that, though. Here we are with Adams. Get as many of you guys in as I can.
Yeah, Ron. Yeah, I died 5 times. Right, exactly. Yeah, I love this. These were the real fuel racers. Forget about like the fucking people that you got out there today. These were the real fuel racers. Yeah, I died. Yeah, I died 5 times. Like, yeah. That's man shit,
I died, but I died more. Now, this guy sent me a link, and I appreciate that. But if you got a link, people can look at it.
Dan Gripper, you have one of Nitro Neil's blower belts hanging in your garage. Hang on, wait. I got a picture. Wait. Give me a second. I got to find this.
Neat rides, guys. Thanks for sending
I died 5 times. Yeah, those were real fuel racers.
You got killed from an angle grinder. I mean,
no, these guys had some fucking stories. I remember Neil and I were looking at each other like, do we really want to do this shit? Yeah. This was from, I want to say this was some race in the Midwest, maybe at Union Grove. Oh, I got to take this picture out of here.
Let me get it out.
Can you?
Yeah. I won't destroy anything. I know there's only one of them because it's digital. It's got that sticky stuff. We want to be careful not to damage anything. I'm notoriously light-handed.
Yeah, you're really good at that.
People usually draft me to do things like that because I don't damage it.
So yeah, that's me and Nitro Neil, and this was Brett Welker's Time Machine top fueler. I was tuning that thing for a while. It gave me a lot of problems with that car. But yeah, that was me and Nitro Neil at Union Grove, I think, in like
what year is that?
That's oh god, what year does it say?
There's nothing on the back.
That's from like 1990. I want to say that's like 1990 or 1991.
I think it looks like it was done with a 110. Oh, wait a minute. I have a date on it. Looks like it was done with a 110 Kodak or something.
I'll tell you what happened with this, right? Mid-70s. No, I'm not that old. This thing over here, this was the first, that was, he built this, oh, I'll tell you the story about this guy. So this guy's name was Brett Welker. He had it was a top fueler called the Time Machine. So he was like, he didn't care what the rules were from nostalgia top fuel or anything. He just wanted the fastest fucking car. So here, let me oh yeah. So he built it. It's a 500-inch Donovan block. He's got these fucking giant heads. I think they were Benjamin heads. All right. He buys this fucking 1471 to put on this thing, right? And it had one of those helix, the triangle shaped opening, whatever the hell. But I can't even remember what the fuck it's called anymore. So anyway, he put this thing together before he got there. And I'm trying to get this car idle. I'm trying to get it to do anything. It won't do anything. It's just blowing gobs of fucking nitro out of everything, right? Can't figure out what's going on. I put a whole drum of nitro to this thing on the fucking stands. And it's just raining fuel. It sounds like shit. And I can't get a handle on it. So finally, let me see what's going on. I took the blower off and it had that helix opening in it, but I had the tune up in the car from like a regular opening, like, a full opening. So we grabbed a whizzer from somebody, and I cut the bottom of the fucking blower off and put it on the car, set the tune up, whacked it on the fucking stands. It sounded like a fucking earthquake. It was like all there, right? So actually, it was today. It was that day. So we got Nitro Neil in the first round. This was at Union Grove. This was during the Olympics of drag racing or the World Series. I don't remember. It doesn't matter which one it was. So this thing was fucking severe. Okay, it was like truly severe. So they stage, okay, And Neil was like ragging on us, right? He's like, no, you guys are never gonna get that thing to fucking, to off the starting line. Fucking leave on Neil. We gapped him, put a fucking freight train, and this is when Neil was like at his peak, okay? We gapped him by the fucking tree. It was incredible. And fucking Brett let off. He wasn't used to driving a fucking car. So he just, and then that was it. He fucking let off the thing and then coasted. And that was the last run he ever made with that fucking car. I think he scared himself shitless. And that was the end of that. I hadn't seen him or the car since. That's it. But yeah.
Great picture. Great story. So, Big Bear was asking if you're on the left or the right. So which is it? Is it Tony without a hat or without facial hair? Very odd combination.
Well, that's Nitro with the hat. That's Neil with the hat.
Yeah.
And that's me when I had hair.
Yeah, I think they ought to see this one. I'll show this one right here. That's a good one.
Oh, yeah.
Very ginger with this. I'm that guy you never want to play in operation.
Yeah.
How's it going?
Good. We're having fun.
You having fun? Good. You have fun.
Yeah, that was like 1990, I think.
He's got that look like the guy in the pits at NHRA today that you're just dying to interview. You can tell how far back that is. Oh, that's when they first started doing tape. Okay, so even I'm old enough to remember when the cans didn't have that little taper on the top. So you know that it's about 1990, because if it was back in the early 80s, it wouldn't have had that.
Oh, am I drinking something there?
Yeah.
Oh.
Little clues to date pictures. Get these squared up, because I know you're not going to be taking them out anytime real soon.
Photo albums are hard. They're full of dead friends, dead pets, and cars they should have kept. Yeah, that's the truth.
That one right there, that's the best picture you have of that.
Well, that was my driveway in New York. That was my poor neighbors.
That thing went 1580.
That went 1580, yeah.
That went a full 1580.
Actually, that went 202 in the 8th mile. Believe it or not.
Yeah. I did it. Paul Shield texted me. He was on here earlier. Paul Shields at Holly's Drag School. We had to do 200-foot runs. I had 200-foot runs that were 1580. So, I mean, but this car, 202 in the 8th, I mean, it's a crazy power. What would that do in the quarter? What is that in the quarter, like 250, 60?
It was all in for the 8th.
Okay.
It was all in for the 8th. It probably would have won 260, 265 in the quarter.
Oh, yeah, that's fine.
But it was the way that car was set up, it was all in because that was we were going for a match race thing. You know what I mean?
There you go. So I waited forever for this one to load, but it was worth the wait. And I just got a number. I don't even know who it is. But
Sweet Vega.
That is cool. I love those cars.
Yeah.
I just love those cars. I'm not a Chevy guy, but if I was going to have a Chevy, it would be this and with a big block. If I was going to have a Chevy, that's what it'd be. So now you know. And this is just a random thing Mopar Den sent me, the Snow Commander here. I guess it's from an old ad. Cool points for that. But anyway, if anybody else's stuff loads up, I'll have to show it.
Yeah, only 34 miles in the last half. I know. The thing about that was that it surprised me because I didn't think it was going to run as fast as it did. Like I really didn't think it was going to run as fast as I did. And when they handed me the card, I was like, how? Because that was actually the time card on that was 11. The time card was like 11:08 at 42 miles an hour. Because right after the 8th, because I was only supposed to run to the 8th. It was for an IHRA license.
So the ET didn't matter.
So for the IHRA license, you're supposed to do a 60-footer, you know what I mean? 100-footer like that. Then you're supposed to do an 8th mile pass, or you're supposed to do a full quarter mile pass, and that was the 8th mile pass. And like I said, the actual The time slip that I got was a quarter-mile track. The time slip I got was 11:08 at 42 miles an hour. But the mile an hour at the fucking 8 was 2:02.
That was going to be, if that was quarter, we're talking 5:20s or something.
No.
Really?
To
do 2:02 in the 8th, you got to be down in the 5s.
5:96.0 like that. Well, that same combination, when I had it in Nagana's car, ran 6.0s, like consistently, like it was falling out of a tree.
Yeah, I'm trying to equate it to like a Pro Mod, and
But
they're 580.
No, that's different animal.
Yeah, it is.
Different animal. And towards the lingerie pass. Well, I wasn't used to driving these fucking cars. You know what I mean? So it took a big pair of fucking balls on my. And now you understand something too. I have vertigo like there's no tomorrow.
Right? Get on ladders.
I'm always dizzy, right? And I'm claustrophobic. So what happens is now you put me in a fucking car like that. Not only am I like, get me the fuck out of this thing right now, but I'm dizzy. As soon as I hit the throttle, it's like, whoa, right? So it took everything I had to keep my foot in it to the fucking 8. So as soon as I knew that I cleared it, I think I drove maybe 10 feet past the fucking 8th mile. There was a cone, right? And I drove maybe 10 feet past the cone, and I fucking hung the chutes, and I was like, to close my eyes and just stop. Just please stop this fucking thing.
Did you pull the chutes on the 8th, or did you post it out?
Oh yeah,
I
hung the chute.
Did you have your anti-submarine belt too?
I don't even know what it felt like. I was so out of it.
Woo. All right, more stuff coming in, and if it loads up, glad to show you.
No, I didn't get crucified. I got all pats on the back. It was like I said, it was only supposed to be an 8th. It was only supposed to be a license,
45 emails coming in at once.
Jesus. So no, I was like, yeah, go. Now, and then the next run, I went up 300 feet. It tire shook. I was going for the full quarter. It tire shook about 300 feet out. And I had pulled the padding out of my helmet. It beat me unconscious. So I actually coasted through. But I had Bob Van Sciver and who was the other one?
I was going to send them.
Bob Van Sciver and Bobby Lagana both signed off on my license because they said, even though I didn't make the full run, they said that I handled the car and I handled everything the way it was supposed to be, and they signed off on my license. So I actually qualified for my IHRA license, and it was all good. My problem was I ran out of money to go no further with that car.
All right, Olive, got to send some pictures. I think all was finally decided.
And I also realized at that point in my life that I got much more out of working on other people's cars than my own.
I really do enjoy building the stuff more than running. It's okay, but I enjoy building it. .73 Dart with a hot 340 is pretty scary to 120. It is all relative to what you're driving. Like, I have an 89 Hyundai Excel that if it went to 120, I probably would just pass out. That car's never been above 80. It'd be terrifying.
Yeah, aero has a lot to do with it too. You know what I mean? You get a car with a high front end, and 100 miles an hour feels like 700 miles an hour.
These dragsters have a wing on the front. You can make a sandwich on the dash while you're going down the track, just cruising. How far did you have to drive to get to Murfreesboro? 400 miles.
Jesus. Your bike at 170 felt like 100. Yeah, see, I was doing sport bikes for a while too. And yeah, I had a TL 1000, I had a 900 RR, and man, you looked out at the fucking spin. You're doing 160 fucking miles an hour, and you think that you could just put the kickstand down and fucking get off.
It all depends what you're driving. They say those funny cars with all that downforce, makes them, much more stable. But those things look so scary to drive to me. All right, here's Daniel's other ride. Another long roof deal going on here. What the world kind of wheel is that? Oh, well, it looks that almost looks like a Volkswagen wheel. What in the world?
Wow, what is that?
I don't know. Different.
Yeah, I've seen those.
I like the
That's a
wagon.
Western Western made those wheels.
Man, I've got a lot. Curtis said I got thrown out of art class. That might not even be a car.
He's a psycho. He's just a fucking psycho.
Really? But I like him. Okay, some of
Tony, do
these.
you still have a CB motorcycle? No. Because I picked up the Miata, I'm going to allow myself one deviation, right? And so because I picked up the Miata, I got rid of the motorcycles.
There's Blake's D100. I like that very much. Exactly like it is.
Mini light westerns. See, do I know the trivia or do I know the trivia?
Hey, how about that? Here we go. Here's New City Carpets GTO. What's a classy picture. That's well done. Good background for a car picture. I'm kind of a snob when it comes to photographing car. Believe me, I love any car picture you want to send, but I really like it when guys go out of their way to do a nice photo. Here's the picture, if you can't see it again. There's that turbo in a Dodge truck on a Slant 6.
Nice.
I like that. That is not what I was expecting to be under the hood. Here's something from Jeff Whitby.
What's the stuff? So the Miata goes in after the Dart is finished. Another 2 weeks or so.
There's something from Jeff Whitby. His crew there.
Ever use a push button transmission? I have one in my 64 Dart.
Yeah, Miss Landy's got a push button. Who is this? Don's 24 Dodge Brothers.
That's kinky.
It looks almost like a saw racer, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Like
like a jalopy racer.
Yeah, I like the wheels.
Nice.
Man, you know, got all kinds of interesting stuff.
Big Red Channel 20. The pick of my mom's 69 Daytona is the first time that car saw light in 9 to 10 years.
Here's the sound of the Turbo 6 in that truck.
Badass.
You know somebody can't figure that out. Like, I hear the turbo, but it's not a diesel. I like it.
Steve Bico says, Tony, you're not a Miata guy. Come on, man. Do I have to be one-dimensional? I mean, I don't get it.
Jay's Fox Body. Nice clean ride there. I like that a lot.
Why can't I have a Miata in my life? I mean, you know what I'm saying?
Seriously sarcastic 66 C10 restoration project. What we're doing there, but it's pretty cool.
Back to the grindstone UTG. I'm never off the grindstone. I haven't had a day off since like 1979 or 1980.
There's a 39 Ford. My dad's first car was a 39 Ford. It's a 55 Ford. Very cool. Oh, here you go. There's a Tony car right here.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. That is just.
I can smell that car just looking at it.
That is just perfect.
I can feel that heavy door make about 5 sounds as it closes.
That is just. I love what they did with the headlights and the taillights on those cars. It's just like, oh, you want headlights? Oh, you want taillights? Awesome.
Oh, I like this.
Yeah, those are Imperial.
I like this. So this guy just got a 70 Dart, and it looks like a forest find.
Okay.
But for a forest find, it looks really good. That's a 70. My first car is a 70 Dart, and I still have it. And hopefully, eventually, it'll make its way to the channel. Look at that. Smart guy, took it to the car wash on the trailer to leave all the forest in the floor of
Yep.
the car wash instead of his driveway.
First thing you do, you pick up a car, you pick up a Pontiac car, the very first thing you do is clean that thing out. The very first thing you do. You start your project on the right foot, get all the debris out of it.
Sobering restoration, there his truck. I'm not, let me cut you off. I'm just scrolling through.
No.
I'm just making sure, try to cover as many people as we can. What in the world? Okay, Charles Manson said, I call it unsafe at any speed. I think he's right. That looks like something a Shriner would be afraid to ride. What in the world do we have going on here anyway? So we made the frame from angle iron, a coat hanger, and an alternator. I like it. I like it. It gets points.
Good night, Adam.
Mike's Daily Driver 460 F350. Okay, where's the rest of the truck?
Nice. I can hear that engine. I look at that picture and I can hear that motor.
That kind of truck as a repo truck is a deadbeat debtor's best friend because they can hear it from 6 blocks away and they can get it out of there in their car.
Wayne Ferguson, Tony, is it now time for you to buy some KB pistons for a 318? Not yet, no, but I mean, I'll be buying pistons eventually.
Of course, Curtis does not disappoint.
Oh, Curtis, you're
Curtis, your bipolar thing is well known.
He's beyond bipolar.
We get it. We get it. Here we go. Johnny Mopar. Yeah, check out his channel. He's got a cool little ride. That's his 74 Duster.
Nice car.
440, 727, 8 3/4. Well-appointed Duster.
Car sounds you never forget. The 292 312 Ford starter. Yeah, direct drive, man.
I like these videos, guys. Just know that if you sent one, I didn't get it. It's only because the file's too big. This is Matthews 84. It's a 318 with a 340 cam, and let's see what it sounds like. Okay, almost sounds like a Cummins. Got a nice little drone to it. All right, as more load up, we'll show more cars. Okay, 1970 Superbird. I've been waiting for this one to load up a while.
Well, and white is my favorite color for those cars.
It's Arctic white?
No, it's Alpine white.
Alpine. There's Shane's 70 Superbird. Ah, very cool. Very cool.
I beat you to it, Chris. Alpine, I know. You're putting that 68 Hemi scoop on your 65 Dart. That's a big scoop for that hood.
Ajax is 60 Chrysler.
Oh, yeah.
Big old finned warrior there. That's Ajax.
Virgil Exner at his finest.
On here, this is some TRC parts. Very nice dusk shot there. B body. Reminds me of Bottle Rocket.
Yep.
That's Bottle Rocket's going to the Sunday afternoon drive counterpart.
See, that makes me want to paint the car.
No, gosh, no. Bottle Rocket looks perfect just like it is. I love that look of Bottle Rocket.
Jimmy Fred, I love the sound of a gear reduction starter. I really do. I have mini starters on a few of my cars, and I love the way they just, you turn the key, and it just fires right off. I love that. But it's missing something, That the gear reduction is just so Chrysler.
You know where I first started liking that gear reduction starter was if you watch the Dukes of Hazzard. When they'd start the General Lee, you'd hear it every time. And that is why it always had that different sound. Here's I don't have it. This one's not gonna. This is kind of weird looking. I can't get it to stabilize.
Looks like my Slinger.
I know it does, doesn't it? He's got the rear end raised up just a fuzz, and he's got the dark argent centers.
Yeah, I like that. I like that. That's a 70 or 71. I can't tell. It's got a few little mods going on there. Yeah, Aussie guy. Okay, here's an interesting Dodge truck here.
With the snowman.
Look at that. We figured out it was a Dodge truck from the grill. Ha ha. And this is off topic, but why not? A speedboat.
Hey man, it's got pistons. It's all good.
That's right. It's not as off topic as Curtis. Oh, look here. Mom's 69 Daytona and Dad's 70 Charger RT with original paint.
Wow.
Whoa. How about those?
Wow.
You know what? I don't know anyone's mom who has a 69 Daytona.
You do now?
You're the only one in the world.
That's awesome.
That is
That's awesome.
really cool. That is really cool. And if I had to pick a favorite between the Daytona and the Superbird, it would be the Daytona. They're very different cars. Here's Jay's, thank you, Jay. He likes my cartridges and small arm shirt. This is his 428 Cougar.
Has it got a pair of Hollies on it? Under that intake?
It looks like it.
Yeah, it looks like it does. Those carburetors, are they set up backwards on that? Because I know the factory, they put the Hollies on there backwards for some reason on those engines.
Now, Buff sent me something, but it hadn't loaded up yet. There's Mike's Lincoln.
Oh, dude.
Yeah, that mean looking. It looks really heavy and really mean.
Yeah. That looks like something you need to rock Vegas with.
Exactly.
Right?
This is a car that if you went to Vegas, you would win.
Yes.
Finally, we have a 318 Poly with 2 4s.
All right. With no under hood shot?
Well, nope. Okay, we'll take your word for it, Matthew. Buff sent me something that hadn't loaded yet.
Backwards, yeah, 2 600 Hollies. Why did they? I used to know why they did that, but why did they do that?
What do you mean backwards?
They're
Like
mounted backwards.
completely. So the throttle linkage, they have the arm on the other side.
Yeah, the vacuum pots are on the driver's side,
Okay.
and the
I never thought about it. I've seen that, and it never
Yeah.
even dawned on me that they're backwards. I
yeah.
never
Well,
thought about
maybe he
that.
knows why.
You have no idea.
Why did they put those carburetors on there backwards?
How do we send? Oh, drop that again.
I think this is the best live I think we've ever done.
You think so?
Yeah, I'm enjoying this.
I enjoy them all.
Hey, but we're finally getting to look at, you know what I mean?
Oh, this is definitely the most of other people's cars
Yeah.
I've ever got to see. Okay, there's the address. Send your rides, and if and when they load, I'm happy to show them.
I am so impressed with the cars that you guys are
Yeah,
sending.
for real, these are high.
Seriously,
quality rides.
we have really great. I mean, even the ones that are in progress, you know, it's like you guys really got some nice stuff going on.
Well, there it is again, but I'll show it again because that's
Mom's
worth showing.
Daytona.
I'm telling you what, that's
That's not a phrase you hear every
that
day.
is for real.
Check out Mom's Daytona.
Look at that. Oh, here's Dustin's sending his dad's Challenger with RT with a 383.
Yeah, you see, a lot of people don't know that the RT on a Challenger, 71 Challenger, you can get a RT 383. It's the only year and model that the 3D3 would be had in an RT package.
Whoa, okay, so we got some excitement going on here by Blake. Looks like we're pulling an engine out of what looks like a 67 Coronet there, and we are putting on a smoke show with an A-body. Two of them, look at that. We are lighting it up. Fun stuff, guys, good stuff. Yeah, I know, Chris, we're running out of battery, but that's the way it goes. Still got 20%, 19%. So I will continue to show these as long as they load and as long as I have battery. I love those half vinyl roofs. The half always looked weird to me. It always looked like a receded hairline or something. I like a full vinyl top. My favorite is how the earlier A-bodies did it, that had the little stainless strip at the top of the A-pillar, and then you had the vinyl back. That was my personal favorite way they did the vinyl top. Yes, and yeah, you can always mention, I can't always get the pictures with the cars, but yeah, Sobering Restoration, that indeed was yours. Here's Paul Wise. Newport 361 push button. How about that? Like that wagon roof. Wendy sending Uncle working on the 49 Deluxe here. I'm loving getting to see these cars, because I mean, I've heard about some of them on here, obviously. Here's Chris Rock, not that Chris Rock, but got 383 in this. Isn't that cool and different? Here we go. Okay, this is Olive's ride. Carefully disguised, but check it out. There's what you do to the interior. Got some special effects there, but you can see it's really cool. I mean, just send it like it is. It's all, you know, patinaed and stuff. That's great. That's cool though. I like it. Like the shifter, like we got the factory tough wheel. New City carpet. Got my goat there. How cool is that? And guys, I probably got what you sent, but understand if it's too big to load, I don't, and I can't show them until they load. Okay, here's Bullnose's race truck. I'm going to take a gamble this is okay to show without a preview. Bullnose seems to be pretty.
Chicken.
Got Trudy helping him.
Nice, nice.
Yep. Oh, here we go. Here's Mopar Mitch. Now, I've seen Mopar Mitch in some stuff. He's rocking the 6-pack style air cleaner there.
Is there a 6-pack under it?
I don't know. But he sent the
Well, it could just be an air grabber.
He could. I'm more curious. We got a lot of protection going on in that upper radiator hose there. It looked like we got Spectra keeping that from.
Drake Heckler, dual Hollies mount backwards on Ford intakes for distributor clearance.
Oh, here we go. Oh, here we go. Here's mom and dad.
Okay.
With her Daytona.
Okay.
Fine taste. Oh, that Charger 500. Look at that.
Charger 500.
Isn't it?
I can't. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I had one of those. Carved it up.
Did you? It was
Yeah, back in 1982 or 1983.
Oh, this is cool. Here's Blake's 73 D100. The earliest, one of the earliest versions of that body style.
Looks like 2 wing nuts, so it must be 6-pack Duke. No, they all had 2 wing nuts on them. They all had 2 wing nuts. They were spaced differently between the 6-pack and the Hemi.
Here's I can't think what this. Here's Kim's Pontiac Grand Am.
I love those cars.
Look at that. You like that?
I love those cars.
Now, if the top is white, what color do you paint the undercarriage? Because you only have a white undercarriage.
Well, I mean, a driver, you just leave it alone, but that's nice.
Seriously, I know you don't like painted black wheel wells. So what color do you paint the undercarriage if the top is white?
It's not that I don't like painted black wheel wells. It's when you look at a car, right? You go to look at a car,
Yeah.
and the wheel wells are fresh painted black.
Yeah, they've hit them.
It's a detail job, right? It's
Yeah.
like, they've hidden everything they can. Buff Del Campo.
Oh my gosh, is that Buff?
Oh yeah, I've seen these
Whoa!
pictures. I've seen these pictures.
Okay, so
That's before Duluth.
So who is this guy? That finally loaded up. So there's Buff, and there's his 67.
Randall James, good night, brother man.
Is that a small block Chevy? Is that what he had in there?
Yeah,
Whoa.
with the cross ramp.
Boy, that is boss. Look at
Yeah.
those stacks on there. Don't mess with Buff. Look at that. Took forever to load
No
up.
pumper has a single carb stud under the lid, single Holly 750 double pumper.
Here's Aiden's 54. Okay, so here's the cat that had the 54 Ford, like the very first picture we put up. Co-worker of mine had a 54 Ford truck like this, like running, driving. He had it on eBay. He told me he'd sell it to me now for $800. Yes, this was like 20 years ago. And I thought, I don't even know where I would put that thing. I kicked myself for not doing that. I love those trucks. Oh, more stuff from Bad Tree. There's a Barracuda they're working on. That was in their other batch. There's Dwayne's Duster. I like the nice forest setting behind it. Very nice. Now, do you like the wheels polished up like that, or do you just like the satin slots? Is it a little too much bling for you?
I like the satin ones.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, no, polished, they're beautiful too.
Yeah, I like them both ways, but yeah.
And chrome, they had them chrome. The chrome ones I'm not crazy about because they're very thin. They don't have that right look to them.
With chrome,
Appliance made those.
with chrome, it's got to be 100%. If chrome, it's either 100% or I don't want it.
What I like about
It starts
slots is
going
the
south.
deepness of the windows. And when you have the chrome stamped steel ones, you don't get that deepness.
Okay, so here's
Nice.
Joe Jackson in a
Joe Jackson.
yeah. Joe Jackson doesn't mess around.
Yeah. Yeah, baby.
You know, any car that launches that crooked and he's just still in it, you don't mess with the car or the driver.
Yeah. That's
It
it's doing the G Buddy shuffle. there.
and look at the twist in that.
Yeah.
I love it. That is a launch. Low 10-second pass with a 383 stroker.
Nice.
He's going to be in the mid to low 9s on a small shot of nitrous. See, what's a small shot of nitrous? Because anybody that drives something like that means different. Small means different. 200 is small to that guy.
Well, yeah, small is 200 and down.
Yeah. Oh, here we go. Here's Mason's LTD. Boy, that is very prim and proper. That's like something that the people on that show Dynasty would drive or something. Here's a whole bunch of stuff from, I guess, Rose or something. The one that had the wild-looking beetle.
I would want slots with torque thrusts, but I never had that kind of money. Oh, the torque thrusts are kind of cheap. I mean, they're only like $140 a wheel new.
You can find them. Chris's Smokey and the Bandit ride.
No, I mean literally, you buy them brand new. They're $140 each.
Oh, here we go. Here's the demon guy on the track. That car means some business.
So you getting some daylight under there? Is that what he's showing up?
He's got some daylight going on. You can tell it, and he's also way up on the wheels in the back. Car's got a mean launch to it.
Joseph Giannini, you know what's a cool car, Tony? The 69 four-door Thunderbird. I like those cars. I like those cars. I like the way the C-pillar is on those things. You know, where it just kind of like it intrudes into the door, but like, you know, it's like the C-pillar saying, fuck you, door, I'm going to be here. I love those.
I'll sell some small bolt Mopar Krager mags cheap if anybody wants some. Where are you? Because I actually collect wheels. I love wheels. I have hundreds of wheels. I have rallies and cop cars, and I just
need
love
small
wheels.
bolt skinny fronts for the Dart.
I may have some 4-inch circle stuff for that. You're north. Where? Well, you don't have to tell me where you are, but where approximately in the state are you?
Is it true that Keystone Classic rims are actually bonded from this? I don't even know what that means.
I don't have any idea. You talking about where they 2-piece like the Krager SS, where they have an aluminum center and a steel wheel? I think they are that. Do I have any skinny SS Kragers? Yes. And I may put them on the front of the Dart Sport.
Any plans on doing a gasser build? No. No, that's not to say I wouldn't get involved with one, but I don't plan on doing one myself.
Central North Carolina. Yeah. Jared, email me pics. I'd be interested in that.
I'm going to help Dallas with he's building a Sega Superstock car. You know, Southeast Gasser Association Superstock car. So I'm going to help him with that.
View powered?
Yeah.
That would be cool.
How much does that storage unit cost a month? Well, it's 4 units and the whole back of the place, and I can't tell you what I pay for it, but it's a lot cheaper than you think. I have parking for 2, 4, 6, 8. I have parking for 10 cars in the back.
And however much you can get away with in the front.
Yeah.
Do you have large bolt pattern slots for my 65? I'm not even sure. I'd have to look. I was collecting wheels before I had a driver's license. It's the only reason I have a lot of the wheels that I have now, because now you wouldn't be able to get them. What's your favorite holiday? Whichever one where my phone doesn't ring. That's all.
I'm pretty holiday neutral.
Yeah, I'm not a holiday person.
Am I related to Ronald Bush the Fair? Yes.
Any 14 SS Kragers for sale or not for sale? I have 14 SS Kragers on my Dart right now.
Tony, I'm going to do the podcasts again. I really enjoyed the heck out of those. It's a possibility now that we have an audience, because we didn't really have an audience when we started doing the podcasts. So we just stopped, you know, it was going nowhere. But now that we have a little bit of a footing, yeah, we may try that again.
Oh, since I had a Mopar rally wheel, I never found the other 3 of them. I have a whole lot of those. And when you do it for 20-some years, you eventually will find a set. It might take that long.
Greg McDonald's is still looking for a set of 11-inch rear backing plates for 8 3/4. Oh, I may have a set of
I was going to say, what else takes that?
8 1/4.
8 1/4, same.
Yeah, but you wouldn't find 11-inch brakes on 8 1/4 unless in a truck. You might find. You might want to look for like a D150 or so, with 8 1/4 and 11-inch brakes. Those back in place will go right on 8 3/4.
That'll be the ticket. Ask Spotify for millions to do a podcast like Rogan did. Okay. Okay.
All right. You know what? I think we need to start wrapping up. We're going for over 4 hours now between this one and the last one.
Yeah, this touchscreen stuff is wild.
You like this?
Yeah, because I'm used to doing it on the laptop where I got the mouse over to it. That's different.
This is a laptop.
Yeah, but I'm not. I don't have a touchscreen.
Oh.
All right. Last call for any of these photos. If any of them have.
Yeah, last call on photos. If you're gonna send photos.
Yeah. So I've got what I've got here, and there's nothing new loaded up because it takes forever to load that much photos. So if anything loads up here before Tony wants to jump off, I'll show it. If not, I'm still going to do a slideshow of them. Okay.
Yeah, and we'll link to that. We'll have it on our community page. So he'll do a slideshow on his channel.
Everybody can
John
enjoy it.
Wilburn. So if you haven't already subscribed to John, go over there and subscribe to him now. And he'll do a slideshow, and we'll share it in our community page.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can still send them to the email address after this stream. If you, I'll include whatever you guys send.
Yeah, I really enjoyed seeing your cars. I mean, really, you have no idea. This was like a treat for me. You know.
This was fun.
No, it really was.
Yeah.
It's like, you know, when you okay, so you do the channel, okay, and I'm always on this side, okay. So I never really get to see what's on the other side. So now you guys showed me what's on the other side, and like I'm telling you, I really enjoyed this. This was great. You have some beautiful cars.
Love says a car show. It was a car show. We just did a COVID-friendly car show right here.
It's the only COVID-friendly thing I've ever done. So yeah, we're gonna pack it in. It's 10 o'clock our time. You got a 4-hour ride ahead of you.
None.
Or 4 hour.
Yeah,
no, 6 hour. Oh shit. So that's it, guys. We're gonna call it a night. Everybody contributed to Super Chat. Thank you so much. You guys are what keeps the wheels turning.
A lot of fun.
John, our mods, Ari, Food Bar Zero. You guys are fucking awesome.
Thanks for helping pick up the slack.
Yeah, seriously. And all of our regulars, thank you. I mean, just really, thank you. We really appreciate everything. So that's it, and see you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow. That's it. Good night, guys.